Wakizashi's Teahouse? What on earth's that all about then? Konnichiwa minasan and welcome to Wakibaki's Wheelhouse. How are you doing today? Are you good? Are you denki? Oh wait a minute, sorry, denki's electricity. Are you genki? I know I am. Good grief, how do you type Wakizashi's Teahouse? I don't know. That's right, it's the best channel on YouTube with an apostrophe in the title. Come on. Konnichiwa minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. Are you good? Are you genki? The question is, can you hear me? Do you know, I got really doki before I went live. I always get nervous. It's kind of last minute. I start 5 past the hour because Mrs. Wakizashi has a lesson starting from 1 p.m. our time, so there's always like somebody coming in the front door and there's a big bit of background noise, but if you don't worry about that. Wow, I'm waffling already. Great to see you. It's been amazing. There's been people dropping chip butties and bacon butties in the chat. I can't believe it. Angry Canadian became a new YouTube member. You are now your Jimbo. So thank you very much for that. That was brilliant. And Squeaker Mouse, who unfortunately can't be here, she dropped a $20. Unbelievable. $20 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, congrats on 2 years. Sorry I can't make it, but I love you all and have an awesome stream. Great to see. And there was a Nerdporeal Lifeform members. Here we go, a member chat. Congrats on the 2 years, Gray. Just had mine. Kampai. Nice one, mate. Thank you. So do let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. What am I doing? I'm trying to catch up with who's in the chat. It's unbelievable. Now, I know 2 years is not like, you know, a long time these days, is it? Hey, I'm 50. 2 years, like, it goes past in the blink of an eye. But to actually be doing YouTube for 2 years, it actually feels like, you know, I've done something. I remember a year ago, I celebrated my 1 year anniversary by cycling down to the local beach because it was a working day. So in the evening, I cycled down. I recorded a bit of a, you know, slightly drunken, like, oh, thank you so much, I love you all, mini video, and then dropped that as my marker for 1 year. That feels like a long time ago. Can't believe it. So anyway, who's here? Let's have a look. We've got Mick Cope is in the chat. Me brother, me bro. All right, mate. From me mam, surely. No, I never called mum mam. That's that's Oasis, isn't it? That's like Noel Gallagher. That's that side of Manchester. Ah, me mam. I always called her mum. And God rest her. Oh yeah, God rest her soul. I miss her singing. I miss her crazy bonkers singing. Bonkers. That's where I get it from. Nerdporeal Lifeform saying, "Great is the man." Thank you. MG, happy anniversary. Thanks, mate. And thank you for your support with the comic book review videos. Yeah, do you know, we're actually managing to find some good comics out there, believe it or not. They are there. There are some. Can't believe it. Jana, or is it Jana? Jana, do you prefer Jana, darling? Very posh. Jana's in the chat. What's up? Iron butts. Up the irons. It's Iron Maiden. Yeah, Mick. Sahani, not butty. But I used to say chip butty. I think I got that from my cousin. Oh, you know, I mean, when I say chips, right, to my American friends, that means fried potatoes, French fries, you know what I mean? A chip butty or a bacon butty. Fantastic. We had, where was it? That 70s rock fan was here as well. Great to see you, mate. I hope you're good. I hope you're genki. Do you see the beast? Do you have it in your sights? I can't do it. I've not got a deep enough voice. I'm not hungover for once, and I didn't go out smoking last night, so I've not got the gravelly, you know, old Japanese ladies snack bar mama's voice. We also had Zaxx earlier. We're dropping, for some reason, are you ready for this? This is a bit of British English for you. Dropping an aubergine. You what? What are you talking about? What the heck is an aubergine? I'll tell you what an aubergine is.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
I don't know where that came from. Sorry. It's actually British English. Well, it's actually French, isn't it? But we call that in England for an eggplant. There we go. How are we doing? I'm trying to catch up. Who have I missed? Nosferatu's here. Konnichiwa minasan. This is Nosferatu, the vampire. Looking good. Angry Canadian. Great to see you, mate. Drop those waffle stickers because I got a feeling it's going to be a bit of a crazy tangent waffle all over the place. I had a whole thing prepared to start with, and do you know what? That went out the window as soon as I hit go live. Gray, you can call me whatever you want. Thank you. That's awesome, Jana. Copa's here. Oh, mate, Copa, I want to talk to you later because I'm so glad you enjoyed the sumo drama, Sanctuary. Wow, how good was it? I was telling people, I'm trying to get people to watch it, but I don't know. I don't think it's really taken off anywhere else apart from Japan. It's in the top 10 in Japan, of course, but you got to watch it if you like the kind of, Rocky style comeback story. Well, not really comeback. The arrogant, cocky, amateur wrestler who thinks he knows it all and he's got to swallow his pride and really start to train. Bit of a Karate Kid vibes in there as well, and oh yeah, I loved it. And the main character, who is not a professional actor, he's kind of amateur comedian from somewhere else in Japan. He does a great job. He's really good. Okay, great to see Dwayne. Did I mention you, Dwayne? Again, thanks for your support, mate, with the comic book review comments. Tell you what, you should be doing your own channel with those comments. They're awesome. You could do like video essays on, what used to be great or what is great, the old days of comic books and the search for, the holy grail of a decent comic these days. Now, I might be exaggerating just a little bit. Oh, Norinrad, good to see you, man. Great to see you. Yes, and oh my goodness, everybody's here. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Nay's here. Great to see you. Oh, is it next on your list, 70s? Big recommend. Got to give it time because they're the long episodes. They're about 50 to 55 minutes. Oh my God, I can't remember if it's 6 or 8, but it builds up, and you get character development. You get flawed characters. You get realistic people. Sure, you get exaggerated people too, but it's like, there's not people go around saying, "Oh, you're amazing." They show you. Instead of telling you things, they'd actually try and show you. By the way, show you is actually Japanese for soy sauce. So I always have, I don't know, what we're talking about. Lots of crazy dad jokes in the schools that I work in, let me show you. Can I show you? Oh, never mind. Quick, we need another clip. You got to save Gray. Okay, Zaxx has watched the first episode. So far, so good. Good to hear. Cool. Oh, KC, mate, great to see you. Keep up the great work and looking forward to the next year. Me too, thank you. Hey, it's been a long road and very, very slow progress. What was funny is that they've YouTube have now decided to drop the limit to be monetized to 500 subscribers. It's not the 1,000 anymore. That really took me a long time to get. It took me a year and a half to get 1,000. I was lucky with the watch hours because I had a really big video. It went crazy. It went mental because I reviewed the Matrix regurgitations before it came out anywhere else because it was dropped in Japan early for once, just a few days. But that's sitting on something like 30,000 views, if you can believe that. And this was all happening when I had like 200 subscribers. It's crazy. If you ever get time, just watch a little bit for a laugh because you'll see a very young and innocent looking grey, tiny little Wakizashi in the corner of my video. I used to do like a little mini box. I put my, not as scary as it sounds, put my head in a box, have it down the side where this corner here, and be showing photos and things. It was so bad. I had a really crappy camera with a bad filter on it, just bizarre. But thanks to that video, Nosferatu, Nay, and I think quite a few people who still subscribe to my channel, still watch me and drop comments, they found me through that video. So how amazing is that? That is so cool. Okay, what are we doing? So what I'm going to do is have a bit of a waffle. Wow, it's already 9 minutes. And I want to show you, I've clipped it, don't worry, I'm not going to show the whole thing. I want to show you my first video and give you a little bit of my YouTube story. I've had the YouTube account for ages, but I didn't drop videos until 2 years ago today. And it was basically being inspired by, the regular people like Gary from Nerdporeal was a big inspiration. Your boy Zaxx, who does the comic, used to be Diversity in Comics, and he does Comics Matter now. He inspired me because he said, all you need is a phone. And this is my first video. I had my phone and I had not a comic, but actually a graphic novel. So volume 1 of Homesick Pilots by Dan Watters, Casper Weingard. Pretty good, by the way. Had that on my lap. I had a little script on a piece of paper at the side. I was half reading from that, filming with my phone. So the audio's crap. The picture's like, going like this and stuff. But I tell you what, once I'd done it and I got it uploaded on YouTube, it felt so good. Yeah, it was crap quality, but it's like, okay, that's something I've done, and it's actually out there. It's on YouTube for nobody to watch. But yeah, and the memories of getting those first few views. I didn't even get a comment on that video. There's still no comments on it, by the way. It's probably because it's so bad, but just the first few views appeared, and then the following day I did the same thing. The second video using my phone, I did a very quick mini quiet review of, oh my god, what was it? Dorohedoro. Now Dorohedoro sounds crazy. It sounds like a weird word I'm saying, but it is actually the name of a manga and now an anime. They've only done one season of it. I don't think it was that successful, but it's pretty mad. It's pretty bizarre. Yeah, so recommend that. Okay. Nosferatu saying, I remember when Grey was innocent and had hope in his eyes. Now they are black eyes, like a doll's eyes. I still get comments on my eye colour because I'm a gaijin in Japan, especially from the Shogakusei, the elementary school students. They're so cute, by the way. The young, like, Ninensi, Sannensi. Sorry, Sannensi is like third graders. So third grade, start learning English. Like, they have it once a week. And they're so cute. But they're always like, oh, Grey Sensei, you've got blue eyes. And I'm like, are you all right? Can you see colours properly? I don't have blue eyes. I wish I did. Me dad had great blue eyes, really, really nice, like piercing, kind of light blue, but mine are kind of greeny grey, aren't they? Perfect for me. So, let me double check I'm not missing anything. Okay, oh my goodness, wow, amazing. I can't believe there's like 10 people watching. That's so cool. Thank you very much. Whenever I go back to the YouTube studio page, the video's like 10 minutes behind. It's so weird. Freaking me out. Okay. Zaxx, good to see you. Nerdporeal saying that we started our channels at the same time. We're practically classmates in the YouTube sphere. I remember finding you pretty early on, Nerdporeal, and remember watching you going like this. And me going like this. Seriously. It took ages to get to 1,000. Anyway, but I tell you what, it was an amazing occasion when it happened. I think it was it either Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and we were doing a Time Bandits review on here. I had a few panelists on. I think Nerdporeal might have been one of them, and people were like shouting out in the chat, "Grey, you've hit it, you've gone over," because I had help from people like Mags, Magidette Mags, and people were sharing my stuff on Twitter and saying, please subscribe to Grey. He's very close. I was on like about 940 or 50 subs around that time, so I got a boost the final 30 or 40. That was so cool. And then after all that, you get the crazy trying to apply for becoming a YouTube partner. Absolutely. Where are we? Okay, let me get back to there. YouTube partner.
How dare you?
Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. So let me drop another clip. I've prepared some clips on purpose because you know what? I've got a beer sat in the fridge, which I'm going to open, but I might wait until the guests come in, hopefully in about 10 minutes. So where are we? I've just been doing random clips, and I really like this one. Here we go. One of my favourite movies, by the way, Judge Me All You Like.
What was the bang?
It must have a blowout. Damn it! I knew I should have gotten that spare tire fixed.
I knew I should have got that spare tyre fixed. I tell you what, it was my dear old brother, my brother Mick, who got me into the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh my god, I went through a phase of watching that as an impressionable teen, shall we say. Same time I discovered like Blade Runner and Excalibur. What a crazy trinity of movies that is. Seriously, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Blade Runner and Excalibur were kind of going round on repeat in my little video, my VHS video player in my dodgy little smelly room back in Manchester. Oh mate, thank you. Great to see you. MVP in the house. Max is flying. Speaking of, we were around the same time when we started too. And we had some great streams with Max when we were first getting into it. We were first trying to work out how to live stream. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm making it up as I go along. That was so cool. So great to see you, mate, and great to see your success. And all the best of luck with your master's, your degree. That's great that you're doing that. Really respect it, especially like working as well. Okay, I don't have a soundboard, Nos. What I've actually done, give my tips away. You can upload music, just mini like music clips. So I thought I need to get some audio clips sorted. Unbelievable, right?
How dare you?
I don't even know if it's working or not because I can't hear. I've not got the headphones on. I'm just blathering away. And yeah, where were we? KC saying, I remember that was 1977 it came out. Well, I was too young for it, but as I say, I was introduced, shall we say, indoctrinated to the joys of Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was about 13 maybe. I thought it was a horror movie, and I remember asking my brother, is this scary? Is it going to freak me out? Because I was a timid little teen, and he's like, not really, no, it's not that scary. There is a bit of a scene in there where it's a little bit grotesque involving Meatloaf, if you know the movie, but not that bad, and you got to watch it for the songs. And he was a big fan of Richard O'Brien, who wrote it. Richard O'Brien was this pretty talented, balding British guy who wrote the musical. He wrote all the songs as far as I know. I don't know if he had a writing partner. Please do let me know in the chat. But yeah, loved it. Great songs in there. Very funny. It kind of tips its hat to classic, oh my god, spitting and everything, classic monster movies and, the old kind of RKO radio shows, King Kong, my god, Fay Ray, things like that, yeah. And of course, what an unforgettable performance by Tim Curry as that sweet transvestite from Transylvania. Oh, can you hear the sirens in the background? And I've got all the windows closed too. Nene saying, well, when you don't follow the wave of bashing or complaining about modern culture, views might be hard to come by. It's true. I'm too positive for YouTube, and I've even got that as part of my Twitter handle. I tend to focus on the positives. Crazy, right? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Planet Janet. Oh, 70s, are you a fan? Some cracking songs in that film, aren't there? I love it. I've never seen the theatre performance, the live show. I'd love to see it one day. I'd love to go to an audience participation show. That would be fantastic. It's true. I am actually wearing suspenders. I don't have any pants on. I've got some boxers underneath. You can't see. I'm not going to stand up. It's really hot, that's why. I may be joking, by the way. Yeah, have you been, Max? It's great to see you. Jaina, who is your daddy and what does he do? Oh, good, you can hear it, can you, Nos? Nice one. Okay, we've got a shout out for Pink Flamingos in the chat. Nosferatu, I'm not going to make the poll. I need to review Pink Flamingos. I think I saw that years ago. I don't remember much about it. Is that John Waters? Whatever happened to Saturday Night? Whatever happened to Fay Ray? That delicate satin-draped frame. I'm not going to sing. Oh, God, I can't remember the next line. Oh, I started to cry because I wanted to be dressed just the same. Crazy. I'm joking. I'm not a we've got to be careful what I say. I'm not a transformer. Get the stream shut down. And speaking of that, guys, I know I'm all over the place, but talk about nonsense, YouTube nonsense. Now, to put things in perspective, I don't make much money from videos. It's like 10 cents or something, for 100 views if I'm lucky. The live stream I did with my brother, the Happy Father's Day one, where we talked about our dear old dad, John Cope, God rest his soul. We talked about this and that. It wasn't struck, but it got that thing called, what do you call it? This video doesn't meet our advertisers' standards, so it's been limited for monetization. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I don't remember what we talked about, but we talked about a few things, but it was nothing controversial as far as I know. How bizarre. Unbelievable. Oh, really, Jaina? They did the live show across the street from our beach apartment every week. Oh, man, that must have been cool. Or maybe not if it was every week. Could you hear it? Like Jesus Christ, keep it down, will you? Yeah, indeed, Dwayne. Let's do the time warp again with Blofeld from James Bond. I was trying to upload. I had quite a few clips prepared, but StreamYard's been being weird. Have you had that recently? Some uploaded and some don't, and they're only very short. You know, I made sure they all fit the limits and stuff. I wanted to get that clip of the beginning of Rocky Horror after the first song, where you've got Charles Gray saying, "I'd like, if I may, to take you on a journey." Is it a strange journey? A very strange journey indeed. Wish I could do that. That'd be cool. Nerdporeal asking, what's a good John Waters film? Good question. Put your answer in the chat. I've just seen 70s comment. Yeah, I thought it was that one. I vaguely remember it. I don't think I've even finished the movie. 70s says his videos get limited and you have no idea why. I think it depends on what you're talking. Or 70s, this is just a shot in the dark, but it might be, and like no shame on anybody, it might be the smoking. Because Bramable smokes, doesn't he? And I think Mick might have been having a roll up, which is just a normal like cigarette, but I think they're really anti if you smoke on a stream. You know, we're not bloody shooting up or anything, are we? Anyway. No, and it doesn't matter about language, mate. It's fine. You only get limited if you swear within the first 1 minute or something ridiculous. It used to be the first 5 minutes? And I think they made it even shorter. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because I say I make what? 8 cents, if I'm lucky, 9 cents. But hey, those 9 cents, they all add up to $2.22. Father's Day video. I know, right? Ridiculous, they get limited for that. Maybe Mick, maybe we talked a few politics. Did we start talking about Boris Johnson and these ridiculous parties during the lockdown? It could have been that, couldn't it? Because they don't like you talking about that, do they? Anyway, I'm going to keep this politics free. How are we doing? I've been going for 22 minutes. Let's drop another clip, and I'm going to invite people to come in because I want to share that first video I made to show that, look, if I can do that and drop it on YouTube, and it's got like 200 views, probably people switched off after like the first 5 seconds, but it's like 200 views after 2 years, by the way. Don't laugh in the chat, I know. I'm only a small YouTuber, I don't care. Sweet Transvestite is one of Casey Charlie Chat's favourite karaoke songs, but my wife hates it. She prefers Science Fiction. Oh yeah, great song. Double feature. Love it. Oh, Miss Martin Muse, is great to see you, and thank you very much for a super sticker. Let me go and check what that is. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a Shiba Inu saying bravo, bravo. Nosferatu saying there's not enough with Nail and I, so okay, I need to address that. But for Miss Martin Muse, let me drop another one of the Rocky horror picture show clips. I had 5 all prepared. They were all pretty good. Only got 2 uploaded because it keeps saying, sorry, we can't upload at the moment. Try again in a few minutes.
Enchanté. Well, how nice.
How nice. Love that. Tim Curry, what a legend. He's great in Clue as well, isn't he? If you've seen that. Really good. Where are we? Okay. Shiba Inu are my favourite breed. They are so cute. Janie, you should see them over here. They're pretty common. You see a lot, and they are beautiful. Beautiful. I'm tempted one day. I'm tempted to get a dog, and get a bit older. Looking for company when I'm lonely and on my own. I think I might get a dog if I can. Dwayne saying Boris Johnson looks like Messy Marvin from the 80s. It's a joke that he... Oh my God. It's a joke, isn't it? It is a joke that he's not locked up, but what can we do? Okay. Tim Curry was great as the devil. Darkness in Legend, Copa. Yeah, what a cracking performance. And can you imagine how long it took to put the makeup on? He looked amazing in that. Jesus, look at the size of his horns. Ladies, it was amazing. Shibas are super dramatic. Oh, really? Are they, Nosferatu? I didn't know that. And Tim Curry, I first saw in Home Alone 2 and the voice of Captain Hook in Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. I'm trying to remember what it is. There's an audio. There might be a few, but I'm sure he did a reading of... oh my goodness. It might be Dickens' A Christmas Carol, or it might be... No, it's not Dracula, is it? There's a really good Dracula, by the way. There's a great audible performance version of Dracula, but I can't remember what he did. He's done something and it's like, oh, he sounds great. Tim Curry as Pennywise Nerdporeal. Nice one. Okay, we've had it. We've had 25 minutes of Wakizashi waffling. So, good news is somebody is coming to join the show. So you're welcome to drop in, by the way, from now on. You're welcome to drop in anytime, but thank you for letting me go for it, having a crazy waffle. Let me bring in. Can you guess who it is? Shall I give you a hint? Okay, he's 5'2" tall. He weighs 350 pounds. He's got a big, huge bald patch which he keeps covered with a baseball cap. But no, I'm joking. He's the one, the only. Oh, mate, one of my earliest YouTube buddies. Salty Traveling.
That was supposed to be on camera. I was going, you SOB.
I was waiting for you to do it. I was going to bring you in when you were in the middle of it.
Oh. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm all right, dude. I was actually watching a John Wayne movie and drinking bourbon, and I was really getting into it, and I was like, don't I have something I'm supposed to do tonight? And it's like, oh, yeah, great. So it's been a long week. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you. And hey, mate, it doesn't really mean much, does it? It's 2 years, but hey, you were there, mate. You were there from right near the beginning, so I appreciate that.
It means something to stick with this. You know, some people.
That's what it is.
A lot of people have taken sabbaticals. I've taken a sabbatical. There are people that I work with now who are taking sabbaticals. There's people I met in Dallas who are rethinking what they're doing because this platform is not easy. And,
it isn't. It isn't, Salty.
If you get on the wrong list, you will never grow. You will never go anywhere, and it's hard. It's
talking
really
about
hard.
me, aren't you? And it's true. I know. I'm not
talking about me.
Being silly.
I talk about myself all the time. Great. What is going on? It's so great to see you. It's so weird not to see you hungover. I mean,
I know.
Every time I hear from you, you're like.
By the way, Salty, I'm going to bring Nerdporeal in, yeah, because I need to dash to the fridge to grab me beer. Talking about hungover, so let me.
Yeah, we'll carry the show. Don't worry.
Can you guys carry the show, Brian? How you doing? Can't hear you, darling. You've gone very quiet. Oh my God, where are we?
And all you can talk about is money.
Are you there?
He's there. He's messing with us. Check your audio input, Brian.
You're messing. He's messing. You have broken my dreams. You absolutely have.
I'm mesmerized. And cheers to Maxfield Von Priestley. I went to the old country buffet with that dude. We did Dallas Comic-Con last year.
Forgot to mute myself, sorry.
That's okay. Brian, are you able to speak?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So
what's up? Congrats, Gray.
Congrats, Gray. Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, mate, it's 2 years. What does it mean, really? It doesn't mean much, does it?
But
I started the same time.
I know.
I started in April, so I forgot to celebrate mine. So
I look at the work that I did when I first started, and I thought that, oh my God, I'm going to explode with no skills and no talent and no ability. You know what I mean? And no growing and no adversity facing. Didn't work that way. You know, I mean, you got to put the time and the effort in, and the biggest thing of all is you just got to be who you really are. You know, you try to be all things to all people. It's not going to work.
Nope, just be yourself, and you'll be happy, and you'll make your viewers happy too. So
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm halfway through. I'm halfway through Lord of the Rings. I forgot how great those books are. Like I haven't read those books since before the movies came out.
So good, Nerdporeal. Are you on Two Towers yet, or are you still on the first one?
I'm actually on the Two Towers. I'm trying to read them out of order, so I'm actually reading book 4 now, and I'm reading like all the Frodo and Faramir stuff before we go back and find out, a certain wizard who was never late is actually alive and everything. Okay. Because they still talk about Gandalf or Mithran there as if he's dead. So it has a bigger impact when you read it that way, as opposed to trying to read it in chronological order. So
I'm old school.
That's what I'm currently reading. That's what we're doing that, and I'm going back to Wheel of Time.
I remember buying those paperbacks at Walden Books with my paper route money, and reading them exactly the way that they were. And look at you kids with your newfangled reading things out of order stuff.
I do that with Song of Ice and Fire, especially Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons, because those are both concurrent. Those books take place at the same time. Just one book covers one group of characters and area, and the other book covers the other. So it's impossible for me not to.
Can I shout out Nosferatu the Vampire? He is my box one brother. It's great to see everybody.
He's awesome. He is.
And that 70s rock fan. Great show the other day, dude.
I just sent in the link, so he wants to come in and he said, take the piss out of Salty. Nerdporeal, you're fine, by the way, but there's a little bit of audio crackling or something, but don't worry about it. Just let you know. Here he is to bring him in. Speak of the devil and summon him up.
Good evening.
There he is.
Hey.
There he is.
I had to get on that stream with that short arse Salty.
Do you like this introduction? Do you like that?
I wasn't sure if it was going to be you or your little sheep buddy. What is it, McHugh or whatever that you do with
Jacques
Jolly?
McHugh. He's the French Canadian
Jacques
version.
McHugh.
Jacques McHugh. Yes, well, good evening, everybody. Great, buddy. Congratulations on 2 years. Has it really been 2 years? I mean, it just went like that.
It's flown by, hasn't it? It's crazy. I only found you guys maybe after the first 8 months or so. It was in the March. I started my channel in June, so about a year and a half ago.
It was downhill all the way after that.
And then, but I promise I'm not drunk today. It's early afternoon. I've just poured a very small glass of it. Look at these tiny glasses, Japanese style.
It starts small, though, and it tends to snowball from there. And
Big
4 hours
bottles
from
and
now,
small
you'll be
glasses.
downing Johnny Walker Blue Label out of the bottle, and
He'll be inhaling his wife's nail polish because he
right.
drank everything in the
with
house.
Nail
to
and
get
I,
high.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad you with the movie with Nail and I, because I keep quoting it and nobody gets it. Nobody
my
knows
God.
what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm scanning quickly for a clip.
I love
I must have some booze. I demand to have some booze.
This is the one.
I wouldn't drink that if I asked you. Why not? Because I don't advise it. Even the wankers on the site wouldn't drink that. That's worse than meth. Nonsense. This is a far superior drink to meths.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Lighter fluid, Salty. 70s. Have you ever been that desperate?
No, I've never been that desperate. Even to fill a lighter with, never been that desperate.
He fills his lighters with scotch. That's what our man at 70s does. If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
You
That's
get a
what
much
it is.
nicer colour of flame from the Scotch. Yes.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Nerdporeal will be right back, by the way. He's just getting some, I demand to have some booze.
But
Fantastic.
see, that's what I like about your shows, Gray, and just these chats that we have. You're into all this great stuff that nobody else seems to want to talk about. I love that, like
Same with
Rocky Horror
Salty.
and-
Yeah,
Hey,
Nerdporeal
well, Salty
too.
as well. Salty's definitely into Rocky. He's wearing suspenders right now, in fact.
Do you like the
That's
movie
it.
or not? Salty?
I'm naked.
I was scared
on
to
the way
ask. I thought,
down.
oh no,
No,
Salty's gonna give me some shit for this. He's gonna say, Gray, you bloody transformer.
Yeah.
But I love that
No.
movie, Salty. I love it.
Which one?
I-
Which one? With no?
Rocky Horror Picture
I
Show.
went-
Oh, Rocky!
I used to do that in college. Remember, kids used to leave the house and go do things before we had phones. We used
I
to
bet
do
you've
the
done it in
Rocky Horror
karaoke, haven't
Picture
you?
Show.
Time
I
Warp, man.
went to
Oh, yeah.
the 20th anniversary tour of the stage show of Rocky Horror in Edinburgh, and it did have some of the original cast in it, including
Oh,
Richard
wow.
O'Brien. It was awesome, yeah. It was really good. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was the only one not dressed up. I was too shy. I had jeans and a t-shirt, but I could have been Meatloaf, I guess.
What a shame.
I could have pretended it was Meatloaf.
I'm Scottish meatloaf. I'm haggis loaf. Just
Haggis
call
loaf,
yourself haggis loaf. Yeah.
But
Shout
it
out to
was-
Jada Catania. She's saying the accents, Salty and 70s and Brian, the accents on this
Hey,
stream.
there's two Brians that were next to each other.
It's perfect. It's
I'm the
perfect.
good one. I'm the bad one.
Yeah,
It's true.
Well, we try. Brian's try. I'm Brian, and so's my wife.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Oh God, don't get me
Cheers,
started.
Brian. What's your poison tonight?
Green
Nerdporeal.
Isle Scotch. It's smoky and it's.
Damn it! I'll be back. I'm gonna get some more bourbon.
Yay,
I can't
that's the way.
join you. I'm too many pills for my back at the moment, so I can't.
Oh, don't worry about it, mate. I'm sorry to be like flaunting it in front of you as well.
I've
but
got all these bottles
bit
of
of
whiskey
kiddie-
and I can't
kiddie
touch
lager.
them.
So,
I
oh my
actually
goodness.
sold some whiskey at auction recently. I mean, I wouldn't say I'd made a fortune, but one bottle was a bottle of Johnny Walker Excelsior, went for $1,100 Canadian. That was pretty good.
That's amazing.
Because I think that Excelsior was only made for the Japanese market. I've been hanging on to that bottle for a long time. It was very limited run. So that one went quite well. So
I've got a question for you, 70s. Nosferatu is saying, I'm sure 70s squatted in Crowley's Manor in the 1970s. That's the one up in Scotland, isn't it? There's a lot. Is it near Loch Ness?
Yes,
Loch Ness.
I've actually driven past it. Well, I've driven up to the entrance and stopped, and you can see it. I mean, it's not like it's set that far back from the road. And it's pretty effing creepy. That it's pretty.
What's it called? Is it Ballascine or Ballascine?
Oh God!
I can't remember. Fantastic.
Ballascine.
That's it. Thank you. It's in the Led Zeppelin's
Jimmy
movie,
Page
isn't
used
it?
to own it or something for a while. I think he still owned it when I drove past it. But it's on the wrong side of Loch Ness, if you like. It's not on the sort of main road side. It's just a little one-track road, and it's pretty. You can. It's spooky. Let's put it that way.
Lots of body-size hills.
Yeah, and then of course the loch just over the road where you can dump. It's a deep loch. You can dump bodies in there quite easily.
I heard a story. Jimmy Page was saying there. Well, it's a story or not, true or not, but he said there's at least 1 or 2 rooms in there which he will not go in because the atmosphere is so freaky. He reckoned that Crowley did some kind of tried to do some kind of ritual to bring something in, and maybe something came in and didn't want to go out, didn't want to leave.
So in other words, spirits, ghosts inhabiting certain rooms, poltergeists.
Yeah.
Indeed, I would think
you guys
so.
are talking about my side of the street. I love it. Let's go.
I know. Demonetize Salty straight away.
Vigo! You are like the buzzing of flies to him.
Oh, Johnny, did you back the wrong horse?
Yeah, you should do a show about it, Salty, about Ballasine.
I should. That sounds like something Purple Valkyrie would be all over. She's got a couple
well,
things
I
she's
mean,
gonna do next week.
Haunted British mansion houses would be. You could do 10 shows on that.
And you can't swing a dead cat without like 10,000 witches being buried somewhere. Like in Scotland, everybody I'm convinced of this. Either they wouldn't put out or they were putting out, and somebody's wife found out about it, and she's a witch. She's a witch. You know what I mean?
If only they would stay buried. That's what I say. But,
My brother's saying it's seriously damaged now. He saw some pictures of it recently. I think maybe I won't talk about it, but I think he maybe wanted to visit it and maybe camped out nearby in the past. But
it's not a particularly desirable spot to live. It's a little bit remote and
okay.
Yeah, but I mean another one that I've been reading about recently is Friar Park, which George Harrison owned. And when he bought it, it had been owned by some eccentric guy. I can't remember who it was that built it, and it was supposedly haunted too. And when he moved into it, him and a couple of guys that helped him move in, it was empty and it was all run down. But there was rooms that they slept in, and it was just like,
dude, that energy is a real thing. Like
it
that
is.
Legacy energy.
I wouldn't sleep there.
Not
No
everybody
way.
picks up on it, but it's true. It's very true. You know.
I mean,
cheers to Megaloid.
have
Good to see you, mate.
ever
Kampai.
slept in haunted houses ever? You ever been?
My grandmother had a house where and I've talked about it on the Woo Woo Show, which was weird. There was some weird energy. It was only like up on the 3rd floor attic, and there was an old crucifix up there. And I, as a child, experienced some poltergeist activity.
I'm not laughing. I'm just thinking, like, how did we get on this topic? It's like, oh my god, it's turned into the creep show, ghouls and ghosties and stuff.
It's a cool topic, though. I like it.
Oh, it is totally. It's perfect for the hottest months of the year. Night terrors.
Nosferatu. It was Nosferatu
With a K.
the vampire.
Blame Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I did sleep in a inn that was supposedly haunted in Scotland, but I was very disappointed. Nothing happened, other than I was exceptionally drunk, but nothing else
How
happened.
dare you?
I did in my 20s. I did in my 20s after bar hopping, wake up with some things that probably were from the 4th dimension and sneak out, but
really,
I don't think that's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they transformed somehow from the bar to.
No, they didn't have
woke up with.
penises because the women back then, they didn't have penises.
Maybe they would have been better looking
Sorry.
if they'd had, though.
Just playing around. So, guys, if it's okay, well, I've got you here. I wanted to, what's the right word? Make you suffer? Make you suffer? Make you suffer through this. I'm going to drop a clip of my first video. This is how Wakizashi's Teahouse got started. And you can kill me later, yeah, for this, because it is pretty poor.
The opener.
It felt there was no opener back in those days. It was just okay. Hi everyone, this is, and one thing. How slow do I talk? I talk like a bloody English teacher. Here we go. Konnichiwa, minasan. This is Wakizashi in the Teahouse. Today I want to do a short review of the first volume of Homesick Pilots. It's published by Image Comics and it's written by Dan Waters, the British writer. There's art by Casper Weingard. So this is volume 1. It's called Teenage Haunts and it collects the first 5 issues of the comic. The art is gorgeous. So Casper Weingard does the penciling and the inking and the colouring in this book. I really like his colouring.
That's pretty good, mate.
That's
probably a lot better.
I was going to say, what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
With this phone and like a book on my lap, you know, like guerrilla YouTubing style. That was it. And the audio's shit. The
You were
audio's
making
terrible.
YouTube shorts before YouTube shorts existed. You're ahead of the curve.
Great. I just have to tell you that was like that had a hypnotic effect on me. I mean, maybe it was the shifting of the camera.
It was shaky.
Maybe
Shaky
maybe
cam.
it was that dulcet tone of your voice. I don't know what it was, but I need to hear more.
One of the best pieces of advice I got early on, guys, was someone said to me, "You sound like you're talking like a teacher, like an English teacher." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm speaking really slowly and clearly," because I got used to doing that in Japan. So after that, I kind of upped my game and motor mouth now. So that's good advice. Don't go too slow. You put people to sleep, won't you, Brian and Brian?
Well, I have that problem. And then I get because I'm Scottish, I get told I speak too quickly. So when I slow it down, they go, "You're going far too slowly." So.
But you got such a sexy accent. I'm so jealous of it.
All right.
What was the Sean Connery you were doing earlier?
I was doing the train spotting, trying to do Sean Connery when they're like,
within my
"Do you see the beast? Do you have it in your sights?"
within my sights.
I remember I found Gray because Maxfield Von Priestley did a comics review with you.
Yes, shout out to Max.
Max and I were talking when we were doing a Tuesday night show, and he's like, I met this cool dude, Gray, and we're talking about comics, and he's an awesome cat. So I watched your video, and I'm like, dude, you're pretty cool, and started bringing you on the Tuesday show, and was lucky.
Keep it coming, Salty. Keep it coming. I'm feeling good. My head's inflated.
I didn't say you were any good.
You're pretty and cool. Pretty and cool.
I just said you were interesting. You know what I mean? And I think that's fair. But
in the same way that perhaps an infectious disease could be said to be interesting, or
it's true.
An accident scene, or
no.
How about Nerdporeal? How about you? How did you first find Wakizashi's Teahouse and thought, what the hell is that all about?
I'm not quite sure, but I think it was through Nerdrotic, or I think we were both. I don't know if we were members of Nerdrotic or something.
We were in the chat probably. Back in the day, salty, when it was like 5,000 people.
Like I said, we were sweet summer children then. So
5,000 subs.
Then we graduated from the big channels. Now we're channels of our own. Not as big, but hey, we got a good thing.
I'm sure Salty was there too, and probably 70s. I bet you were all in the chat back in the early days of Gary's Friday Night Tights.
Absolutely, way back in the day.
Yeah. I remember when he got his first $100 super chat. I remember he used to read the $20 and $2 super chats, and then one week it just went like that.
Boom.
So.
Yeah, 70s. I know I met you through Foul Ball, through Mads and
that's right.
Foul Ball Productions.
Although I think we've been on a couple of other things together over the years too. So many shows I can never remember. Yeah.
Well, I loved your last video. You talked about, I forgot the name of the science fiction book that you were talking about. I think you posted it a couple of weeks ago. I actually kind of want to read it now. The one about the aliens working, or the one about the aliens. Working with, I think, particular people to invade. I forgot the name of the book.
That that one, the one with the aliens. That's the one. I'm just joking, right? I'm joking. Sorry.
You mean Biden and the Soros Foundation?
Now, Salty, come on. There's no politics on this stream.
That's not politics. It's a legitimate question. Legitimate.
But it was thanks to Salty though I found 70s, because I think you talked about you're going to be on a stream, so I subscribed and I was watching a stream. I can't remember what we were talking about, and I was like, I was dropping comments in the chat, and Salty got 70s to invite me. You invited me on the stream. I was like, wow.
I remember that. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was great. It's great that we've all just kind of found each other, and to me, it's a huge thing. I mean, it's great companionship and fellowship, and we're all. It's not like we're all. Here we are in all different parts of the world, it's incredible. I mean, Japan, you're in Washington State or Oregon now?
I'm pretty much in British Columbia. If I just
I'm in Alberta.
For a couple minutes.
I don't know where Brian is, but he's in his basement. I don't know where
he's in Chirac.
Chirac. All right. Well, but sometimes you can be on streams with people from literally all around the world. It's fantastic. That's true.
It is amazing. Nosferatu's not happy, guys. He's saying there's too much ball washing going on. It's disgusting. What is this low T bullshit?
I think there's been a lot of insulting going on too, but it's.
No, there's breaking balls. There's always breaking balls, but at the same point, you kind of got to balance it out with, like, let's be honest, the world is not the funnest place right now. I mean, it's not like the fun that it was in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think for a lot of us, this was a refuge. And
you're making it fun, Salty, and so are you, Brian and Brian.
Over time, you make things with people, you have conflicts with people, you evolve with what you want to make, people evolve with what they want to make, and it's just cool because you're always still friends. You may not always agree, but it's just cool. I mean, I feel blessed to have you in my life. Not Prophet of the Dragon, but you guys.
It's true though. It's very, very true words. Sorry.
The book I was talking about was The Three Body Problem. Your video about the Earth's past.
Yeah. No, wait, my video.
Yeah, your video.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Did you review the book, 70s? Yeah, nice one.
I've reviewed the books and the Chinese television series. I've done both. Because I love the books. Funnily enough, I think I reviewed the TV series first, and I went back and read the books again and did a video of them. And that was actually my first video, other than uploading other people's stuff that I'd clipped, like music stuff, was a science fiction video book, I think. That was my intention originally, was to do videos about science fiction books, and I kind of branched out and now whatever, music, movies, whatever, but I still try and do every couple of months a video on a science fiction book.
Hey, I watched A Boy and His Dog because of you, 70s, so
God,
that's a good movie.
That's a great movie.
It's a bleak movie.
Not seen in years.
It's bleak, although it's quite amusing in places too. But
yeah,
I mean, between that and all the political thrillers of the 70s, the 70s was the decade of bleakness. Yeah, especially bleak endings.
Dystopian bleakness. I love it. It's still on my list to do a whole stream on that movie. I've got a list of about 50 movies, and that's one of them.
Is that Don Johnson when he was young? Of course, Miami Vice. I
should get round to doing it. Really, that one. The next one, I think the next movie I'm going to do is Cyborg, because I do the Canon Film Club every month.
Nice.
Where I get Razor and others to come on as guests, and then but I think the next movie I'll do outside of that might be The Hitcher.
That's a good one.
It's kind of come to the top of the list, I think, The Hitcher.
I rewatched that recently, end of last year, and man, I'd forgotten how good it is. It's really good.
Awesome.
It's really good.
It's just ball-bustingly tense.
Not ball-washingly, but ball-bustingly.
It's a real arm ripper, if I could put it that way.
Hey, Jacob. Cheers, mate. Jacob.
I love talking about movies like that, and there's so many I wanted to do more disaster movies. I've only ever done the Towering Inferno. I had this plan to do all of them.
Poseidon Adventure? Poseidon, the Poseidon Adventure.
The original was great.
Towering Inferno.
The Earthquake. I did Towering Inferno. That was a great stream, a very fun stream. Yeah.
Airport, which was, of course, what Airplane made fun of, is all those airport movies.
The big bus. The big bus.
Yeah,
that was a good...
the big bus.
We should do Airplane. Should do Airplane as well. Leslie Nielsen movies.
A nuclear-powered double-decker bus.
I know, it's just good.
Who was smoking what in the 70s and thought this would be a good idea? That's a real thing.
They're so good. There's so much fun
I remember.
to talk about this. That's what the great thing about it is I'm going to do these now, and I'm going to do these. I once had people, early on I had people saying to me, and I don't know about you guys, but saying, well, your name is that 70s rock fan. Why are you doing things that aren't about music? I said, well, you'll confuse people. I said, I don't really care.
Not really.
I'm doing it for me.
But that's
'cause
it. I mean,
enjoy
you
it.
have to at a certain point. I mean, like, there's so many things that are not fun to talk about that are real, just in entertainment, and not to mention music. You've got to have something that you get fired up and get some of the positive endorphins about talking about things that you love. And that's why I like doing the woo-woo show,
Exactly. Yeah.
By the way, we've got a question. We've got Lofty. Lofty Pixels in the house. He's asking a guy thoughts on Hyperion. It's his favourite sci-fi book.
No, I love that too. Yeah.
Dan Simmons, is that right?
Yeah.
Dan Simmons.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good too. Yep.
No.
It's amazing. I've only read the first one. I loved it. It blew my brother's mind too, just as did Endymion.
It's been recommended on like multiple fronts on my end. So I actually bought the first book on my Kindle. So it's somewhere in the dock. I just have too many books on my
Canterbury
Kindle.
Tales.
That's the problem, isn't it?
in space.
I mean, it's just so much stuff to read. Actually, I'm reading all the Alistair Reynolds Revelation Space books right now. That's
nice.
I'm in the second one right now. So, but I mean, it's lucky if I get 20 minutes at night in bed to read it, and that's it.
That's right. You're too early, mate. We need Zaxx. We need Zaxx here to get him all psyched
save
up.
that. Just copy.
The
Just
peripheral
Control-C,
TV adaptation
Control-V.
was shockingly bad.
You should use your peripherals. That's what I say. Use your peripherals.
Nerdporeal, you were there for those streams, weren't you?
Oh yeah, like I was totally by episode 4. I was totally disengaged. I was just kind of there just to. I saw the broken glass. I mean, all the broken glass things.
Watching a train wreck or something, yeah. Slowly, very slowly.
He became paperweight Poreal at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he's here, Zaxx. That was for you. That's Nosferatu trying to stir things up in the chat. The Peripheral is a really good book. Well, it's a pretty good book, but it's a terrible adaptation, apart from the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's when I ducked out. It was after episode 2. I was like, I don't like where this is going.
You knew,
where
Salty.
the bait and switch was happening. And then I got in a fight with Prophet of the Dragon and says, why do you have to hate everything? And here we are.
And now he hates everything.
Prophet said
Again. Again.
I think other than the expanse of finding it hard to think of a Western science fiction, and by Western I mean, American or British or science fiction show that's been any good.
Red Dwarf.
But I mean, that's
not
older.
lately.
That's
Yeah,
older. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
lately, like think of the last 5 to 10 years.
Take it easy, nay. You take care, mate. Have a good one.
Yeah. I mean, it's going on 12 years since Battlestar Galactica, the reimagining ended.
Is it 12?
It's got to
hell.
be close to that. And of course, they kind of ruined the last season. They rushed it. I thought the last episodes were good, but that's the thing is you remember when sci-fi was good, like the Sci-Fi Channel was actually good and they actually had good shows on it. It blew my mind. I was on just in Clobberin Times channel last night and people started talking about Time Tunnel. Like that crazy thing from the 60s. And I saw it because it was in syndication as a little kid on my local TV station. And it was just trippy as hell. It was awesome. That Space 1999, of course, Star Trek.
Season 1 anyway. Season 2 is not that good.
Yeah, no, it's dog shit.
But yeah,
there were a lot of shows like that.
In the 90s, you had Babylon 5.
Babylon 5. Then you even got some decent stuff. Dark Matter was quite good. Shows like that. There was a few good cable science fiction shows.
Yeah.
Where are they now? There's nothing. I mean, there's been some good Japanese and Korean stuff, but there's nothing coming out of the West. I mean, they've destroyed things like Foundation and.
Yes.
Well, don't get me started. The things they've destroyed. That's why I don't talk about them because I'm not interested.
Speaking of Apple, I've heard Silo on Apple TV is really good.
I've heard it's okay. Yeah.
Hey, Prophet of the Dragon likes it. Then
Zaxx was talking about it too. Nerdporeal. He was saying, he looked pretty good. I don't have Apple. I can't get it. Well,
I mean, I am actually watching the perfect science fiction. Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's the quintessential science fiction anime of a generation. It's called Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's an epic. It's a sprawling epic. It's told like a historical chronicle in the far future, like in the 40th century. And it talks about you have 2 protagonists that represent 2 different sides of the interstellar conflict. It's all humanity. It has the look of Star Wars in terms of its technology, but that's kind of where it ends. it's not a space fantasy. It's more of a science fiction, political, military thriller. So there's a lot of space battles. There's a lot of tactics and strategy. There's a lot of political maneuvering and lots of discussions about political ideology, social issues, especially this came out in the 80s, going into the 90s. So there's a lot of, there's talks about propaganda, there's talks about lots of other things, but it's graphic. There's a lot of violence, and there's a lot of great character moments. So
Brian
that's what I'm watching.
Brian showed me the art of this, like after we did the live stream the other night. And I was going to say 70s. Once you see some of the artwork for this, you're going to remember
this
seeing
is Legend
some
of the
this.
Galactic Heroes.
Yeah,
it's the stylized anime in the uniforms.
Yeah, so it's basically the two sides that are fighting. There's a galactic empire that looks very similar to the old German Empire, like in terms of architecture, in terms of dress, uniforms. It's
Russian.
very the names are very German. So, but then the other side that's fighting them. Yeah, this is Japanese.
Yeah. Well, I can see why there'd be a German influence.
Well, because I think I don't know that the author of the books is a professor at I forgot what Japanese university, but he's a professor of literature and language. So maybe not quite a modern day Tolkien, but
it's a saga. It's an epic.
This is an epic saga. It's very allegorical. It's not like a fantasy. So
no, I get it, and I've written that down. I'll find a copy of that. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Write it down.
It's basically.
Brilliant.
I mean, what would you think is the better idea? Do you think a benevolent dictatorship or authoritarian side, or a corrupt democratic Republican side? I mean, that's what.
Well, we kind of got
the show
both
happens.
right now,
It's
and I don't like
age-old-
either one of them.
Age-old struggle. But is there really such a thing as a benevolent dictatorship? Would be part of the discussion, I would imagine. But
That's one thing that is talked about between the one. I'll say this: the one time the two protagonists actually meet, because they represent their various sides of the conflict. And this is a conflict that's go on 150 years. These two characters are younger characters who are basically driving the events of history. So there's a lot of game-changing moments, and a lot of the older people are pretty complacent in their role. They want to keep the war going. They are patriotic, and it's led to death and more death. And then you got propaganda. It's great. It's a great series. It's epic, and it might be one of my favorite animes of all time.
Well, thanks for the tip, mate. I'm definitely going to.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, what a recommendation.
It is. I need people to recommend me stuff. Yeah, it's good.
I spent $800 on the Blu-ray. That's how much I've seen the show. I've watched the show 5 times already over the course of a decade.
I don't know if I'm going to go that
He ripped
far.
it to digital though.
Anymore. This was 5 years
He
ago.
ripped it to digital, and if you send him a hard drive, you might get it.
I think I could probably have a virtual hard drive on a website somewhere that may provide me with such a show. That's just a rumor. That may not be such places on the internet. I don't know.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
So I want to go back to Nosferatu's Midnight Diner is greater than Sopranos. Don't know about greater, but Midnight Diner is a beautiful, wonderful show.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Wonderful
I love
show.
it. I'm trying to get people to watch it, 70s, but people kind of like,
I
Grace talking about
loved
that
it.
stupid
Midnight Diner
drama.
sounds like a anthological story where like all these guys are hanging out and they're talking about various stories. Is that what that is?
It's kind
Am
of
I
like that,
totally wrong?
yeah.
It's a little more than that.
There's a recurring cast. It's a diner in Tokyo. Can't remember the name of the area.
Shinjuku.
Yeah, and it's a regular cast. They hang out in there at night, and it just follows their little chats and lives. But there's people coming in each episode that are new, and it's kind of like, I guess you could say it's a little bit like Cheers in that sense, and it's a regular cast in one place. But it's a very and it's very enigmatic though. There's a lot of things you don't know about the guy that runs it, whatever. And I miss it.
Rocks.
It's the kind of show I miss. I want
Me too.
more of that. I miss it, It was beautiful.
It does realistic characters, doesn't it, 70s, without pushing agendas and whatever nonsense. It actually does naturally, like, okay, you got a gay character or a trans character, normal characters, normal people who are all flawed, are all broken people, looking for love, looking for meaning.
Sounds like
laughing at me.
racism. Sounds bigoted.
Because it's between midnight and 7 a.m. It's all just kind of the misfits or the late workers or the whatever. It's great, you know. It was a beautiful, warm-hearted show.
It started before all the
Lovely.
nonsense started. It was like 2009, the first season. Then it's been
Yeah.
going on, like every now and then they'll do one. And it's like, the last one was in 2018.
There was 7 seasons
Zach.
and 2 movies or something. It's Hey, Zach.
Hey guys.
But
How the hell are you?
No, don't stop. I just want to say hey to Zaxx. You guys keep talking about Diner.
Don't stop me
anyway,
now.
Midnight Diner, beautiful, beautiful little show, beautiful show, and brilliantly acted. But,
Zaxx, I wanted to greet you like this, but I can't, I'm afraid.
Enchanté. Well, nice.
Wait a minute. Why can't I see her in her underwear? Why did you cut that part?
She was pretty hot in that one. That's
She
for
was
sure.
really hot.
Dude, I would have hit that like.
I had a huge thing for Susan Sarandon back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
How big was it?
Very small. I'd
Getting
heard, it
bigger
was
by the second.
I'd heard it was a very small thing. But
Before she opened her mouth
70s. Shh, don't tell anyone. Jeez.
and showed us the world of crazy that lives in her brain.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what happened to them? Well, you know, they all live in Hollywood, don't they? They've got to lose it by at some
She
point.
probably got passed around like a joint at
probably.
Dennis. You know?
All you can talk about is money.
There was nothing political.
Oh, good for you.
That's a good
Defend
one.
me. Somebody defend me.
She was in Pretty Baby, was she not?
She
Wasn't
was.
that the start of all that shit? I think it was. Yeah, weird.
I'm more worried about how you know this fact, Zaxx.
Well, back in the day, we had only a few channels, Gray, and there was two channels where you always had a chance there was going to be boobs if it was after a certain time, and so you watch the boob channels
I'm still looking for those channels.
in the hopes of seeing boobs, and that's how it was here. It was purchased by City TV. So and they kind of stripped out the fun parts of that. After that, stripped mined all of it. But before that, it was an independent channel here called A Channel, and then it was something else before that. And yeah, they had boobs late at night. So
see, in British television, we
or
always
CBC.
had boobs.
CBC had boobs.
Yeah, we always
Not
had
anymore,
boobs.
though, 70s, does it? I don't think.
I don't know. I haven't seen. Obviously being in Canada for 25 years or whatever, it's not as familiar. But British TV, when I grew up in the 60s and 70s, had boobs. It was like Monty Python.
Well, that's it. We
had
talk
boobs,
about
Spike
British
Milligan.
TV. We're talking 20 years ago, both of us, aren't we? Because I've been here 20 years. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like in the 70s, early 70s, you could see like Monty Python or Spike Milligan or shows like that would have boobs in them all the time.
Goodies, goody, yum,
The goodies.
yum. That had boobs sometimes. Benny Hill.
Yeah. Benny Hill, yeah. Never complete nudity, but he had boobs. But bikinis, but you have Carry On movies later on had boobs, not the earlier ones, but the later ones.
Now you're not allowed to show boobs, but you can show naked male chests, if they're beautiful, of course.
And
Not like
penises have made a big comeback on American TV.
Really? Are you serious?
I don't know.
Did they
I
ever
don't know.
go
You,
away?
you can't show like biologically female breasts, but you can sure show the swinging sausage, I guess, on
How
broadcast
dare
TV
you.
now. So.
Unbelievable, Salty.
Nas wants me to go on a rant about Peripheral, which I'm not going to do at this point, but I will rant about how things have changed in Hollywood to the point where now chicks wear bras during sex. Like, what the fuck?
Well, this is
So you're talking about Dylan Mulvaney or like little
Chicks.
boob chicks? Or...
Or they keep the sheet wrapped just around, just enough to cover
Yeah.
up. Though. It's like, what are you doing? You're spoiling the
have
best
to see.
bit.
I don't want to see a sex scene with you with your bra on. Get the fuck out of
No.
here. The chick on top with a bra on never happens in real life.
Sorry,
Never.
If people in Hollywood
That is
movies
true.
now are
That is
fully
true.
clothed when they have sex.
Fuck.
They get out. They're in bed with clothes on. Like,
Hail
You know
Blair.
who else
Does that
did
work?
that? You know who else did that was the Puritans. When they came
Oh,
to America,
yes.
they had like a little slit in their like bodysuit, and that's what they poked it through because they didn't see each other naked.
just
I'm
as
not
well you,
kidding.
just
How
as
do you
well-
know this?
Totally true.
Because you were around back then, weren't you, Salty? You were
Salty-
alive back in those
Salty-
days.
Salty was
Slimy
around then. He would have the smallest slit that they had.
I don't know what that means, but it's funny.
I happen to like small slits. I don't know if you're into that hot dog down a hallway thing, but I like it tight.
That's right, to behave in the chat there. I don't want to
Mersey
even
Tunnel,
think about that.
The Mersey
Oh
Tunnel.
my goodness.
I was thinking of the slit in your side of the clothing, but
I know. I had to turn it around though. I knew what you were saying. I just wasn't giving.
this is why our streams are made ineligible.
Yeah.
Is a slit different depending on the side you're on? Isn't a slit a slit?
That's true. It
Well,
doesn't matter which clothing
I don't know.
it's
Ask
in.
Elliot Page about that. Ask Elliot
Fair.
Page about that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Nerdporeal,
Sorry,
thank you
Greg.
very much. You just bought a membership for Blair to Blair's become a member. He's a new Your Jimbo member. So for that, I've got to drop a clip. It's got to be quick. Here we go.
Oh, one of my favorite movies of all time, Excalibur.
I don't know what you mean. I didn't do anything.
And Zaxx's and mine, 70s. We love it. But his beard, unfortunately, Nicole Williamson's Merlin didn't have a great beard like Blair to Blair's.
That's true.
Really
And he
hot.
was Welsh, the actor, so we can't forgive him for that.
And King Arthur was Irish. He had a strong Irish accent there. Oh, father,
Hey,
I'm
he
sorry.
did. He did.
Put it back.
did.
I'm sorry I took the sword.
Oh, to be sure, because
That was so funny.
You're always
Nigel,
after me, Lucky Charms.
Nigel Terry. Yeah.
yeah, me Lucky Charms. The same
Small slits.
director as Zardos, of course. You know.
Oh, yeah.
that is a wise
Yeah.
man.
Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness. What happened with that?
So
Great. Congratulations. 2 years.
Thank you. It's only 2 years, but hey, most people finish, don't they? They quit by 2 years or before 2 years. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Probably true. I think lots of people should quit before.
Look
2
at his
years.
fools. Yeah, we're
Anyway.
carrying on, aren't we? Salty, Zaxx, 70s, Nerdporeal.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
they
I'm
lowered the
barely started.
requirements. They lowered the requirements to get monetized, which I think is good for some channels. But I think I'll stop talking. We'll just say that.
Why do you think that's happened, by the way? Why do you think they did that?
Creators.
because they're
I think
desperate.
they're dying because this platform is dying. I think they've shadow banned everything that actually gets views, and the things that they've pushed have failed miserably. And they won't stop pushing things that nobody watches. And
Yeah.
here they are. And I think the other problem too, and you guys tell me what you think about this, I think entertainment in current year has destroyed itself to the level where people don't even want to watch videos of people talking how bad and woke something is, because people have already given up on that property. Whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, they're fucking done. Like they're like, yeah, I know it's shit. And I don't even want to watch a video somebody telling me it's still shit. Now, that may be a hot take, but I think it's happening, and it's not just happening to me. I mean, look at other creators' numbers, big numbers, big sub channels. It's happening to them too, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's a challenge, though, if you're a creator that is reliant on this as your only source of income. I mean, I think what we have to do is overcome and adapt.
Yeah.
There are things that I love, like Zaxx does, and that 70s, and Nerdporeal, and you, Gray, that I'm going to bitch about. Like Wheel of Time, I'm going to bitch about that.
Yeah.
Whether or not people watch.
Because
But
it's something you're
other than
passionate
that-
about, something you care about, something you invested in.
Yeah.
The books, yeah.
Yeah. But The Little Mermaid, Elemental,
I don't care. I couldn't care.
I don't
less,
want to talk about that.
no
kind of
F
stuff.
give
not
it,
interested.
no F's give it.
You see me talking about Star Trek Strange New World Season 2, which apparently just came out. I mean,
Just
I
before
pretty-
it gets
I
written
mean-
off as tax loss.
yeah. Like I covered Season 3 of Picard because it was recommended by all the big channels. And
Here we go.
it was it
Because
wasn't even
they're
good television.
reaching- Yeah,
It wasn't
they're
even good
reaching for
television.
something that they want to be able to say they liked.
Oh
I
god,
mean,
yeah.
it's people say they liked it because, well, there was the TNG crew, and plus it was slightly better. It was it was more entertaining than
today's
the other,
yardstick,
two
slightly better.
seasons.
Star Trek is dead, says Blair Nerdporeal.
Dare you?
Well, it
It's
is
true.
in terms of new stuff, but old. That's why I
Yeah.
would rather talk about the old stuff.
I agree.
So as far as I'm
I agree.
concerned, Season 3 of Picard is the best that they're ever going to do. I don't see them, and
It's
that's not
peak
saying
new Trek, yeah.
Same thing with Star Wars with Andor. I
Yeah.
watched Andor off of someone's recommendation. There were a few good episodes, but it was a lot of it was boring. Like there was not the first. When you think Star
Boring.
Wars, you think action adventure. There was barely any action. I mean, there was some adventure, but it was like you had to wait for the action part 3 episodes in. So there was 4 arcs of the first season of Andor. You had to wait for the slow burn buildup until you finally saw a firefight in episode 3.
When I think Disney Star Wars,
yeah,
I think about trans representation in Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant.
That's hilarious.
Turning the Jedi into the bad guys, to use her words.
Exactly.
That's what I think about Star Wars from now. But you know what? I still love Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, one prequel movie, you know? But this stuff now, it's Star Wars.
Speaking of Star Wars, we have the one, the only Obi-Wan Kenobi joining the stream.
Oh, whatever.
You had me going for a while there.
Everybody thought it was Blair to Blair. What's going on, guys?
I thought it was Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, it's Blopa Blatanya.
What's happened to Blopa? What's the Blopa deal? I've missed something, haven't I?
It's my street name.
You've missed out, Gray. You've missed a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
So Nas has given us all black names now, and so
where's mine, Nos? You traitor.
Yep, I'm blacks, which is good. That's fine.
That's good.
I can go with that.
Call.
That works.
I said Blopa sounded gay and awesome at the same time, so I'm keeping it.
What are you drinking, Blopa? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Peroni in your honor. This is actually my first drink since my baby girl has been born.
Oh my God, have I enabled you? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I got some water here.
All right, let's drink.
Yeah, I liked Andor. I thought it was a slow burn, but it was fine. It felt like EU Star Wars for me.
Cheers to Greg.
I liked the jail arc was really good.
Come by.
I thought the finale was underwhelming. The Empire reverted to the First Order, in my opinion, like just screaming and afraid of civilians. I mean, that's not the Empire I think of. When I think the Empire, I think of Nazis. I think of like they want to kill. They want any reason for them to kill these people.
I think of the British when I think of the Empire.
But I'll be honest,
you may start your landing.
The Empire has improved in Andor, though. Like there were points where they were menacing, so I'll give them that.
Zaxx, if you want sand, stick around for the second season of Wheel of Time. It's going to be all sand all the time.
The Wheel of Slime.
Oh my God!
Yeah. It gets everywhere. Yeah. I don't like it.
I like that you shouted out Dark Matter. I think that was you 70s. Yeah. Decent sci-fi. I think that was Canadian too, and Killjoys was also. I think Canadian.
Killjoys, yeah.
Did you watch Travelers, Zaxx? Was that Canadian? The time travel one. There was a Canadian version.
I've heard it's good. I've never watched it though.
I watched the first season was good, but I don't know why I just dropped off it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, there was
good writing.
There was a bunch of good cable sci-fi shows in the 2000s there.
You guys ever seen the remake of The Outer Limits?
Oh God.
Steered clear. Big time.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Not that good.
I just saw the card, like the who was hosting, and I'm like, oh.
You're like, no thanks. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It could be good, but it just anything that's been made recently, remakes.
When was that made though? Is that because I might be thinking of Amazing Stories. The remake of that.
90s. Outer Limits.
Okay.
It was 90s, I think. Yeah.
Amazing Stories. I think it's the 80s.
I think it's on Amazon Prime or whatever.
Well, didn't they do Beyond Belief, which had what's his name, Jonathan Frakes, with his leg up on a chair talking about like aliens and stuff like that?
Yeah, but was it his leg or was it somebody else's leg?
Don't judge that 70s,
Just a random leg.
You know what show had a really good first episode, and I've only seen the first one, was The Peripheral. Have you guys seen that show?
Wait,
off.
Where are we?
I like
we'll circle back to this.
Have
you guys seen that show at all?
Episode 2 wasn't bad. I think episode 2 was one where they were still, the men still had some agency.
Yeah. I dipped out after episode 2 because I was like, I know where this is going.
It's for you. Oh man! Oh, this Christian Bale. I actually have a good story about that exact moment. So,
Zaxx, what was the name of that?
Sorry, just laughing at the madness.
Assassin dude. Do you remember? Do you remember the name of that assassin dude from Peripheral with all the broken glass and everything?
Oh no, I forgot.
Mr. Sharp.
He was like he was super incompetent, then super competent, then super incompetent again. That one.
Yeah, that one.
He should have worked for the Empire.
Yeah, it
He
was.
should have worked for the Empire.
It was if he was fighting against a female, he had no chance. Like he lost all of his skills. But if it was against a guy, he was pretty good. And or glass. His favorite thing was to break glass. He's the guy that the lady missed with a shotgun from like 2 feet away.
That's right.
Tricky, damn tricky those shotguns.
What episode
you
is
know.
that? Don't blow it for me. But what episode is that?
I think it's episode 4 or 5. I think. I'm not sure.
Good. Okay, I'm not there yet.
Episodes 1 and 2 are great. Episode 3 has some moments that were good. Episode 4 was okay until the very end. It was like they just gave up. And it was,
Copa, what have you done? Look, you've set him off again. For
Hold
goodness'
on.
sake.
Good.
Wait, let Zaxx cook.
But
Nosferatu as well.
Yeah, they set up a scene early on where it was her brother, whose name I can't recall, and like the guy who was like the early villain, but you thought maybe he's the guy who he's the devil, you know, and he kind of ran the local gangs and stuff. But and maybe by the end they'd work together. You're thinking this is how they're going to set this up, but there was a face-off between the old bull and the young bull, and then it's all bull after that, and nothing worth happening like at all plot-wise with those two. They just separated them, forgot about that one guy, and I think he got killed.
And then it was the lonely bull.
The lonely bull. Then it was like, what do you call a bull that's been cucked and then has nuts cut off?
Angry.
Angry?
Kevin McCarthy?
There is a gelding. A gelding. That's a
gelding.
horse.
That's what it is.
That's a horse.
Hunter Biden in a few weeks. Salty, what are you doing? Thank you very much. And Drunk Waddle, hey there, everyone. Great to see you.
It's in celebration of Pride Month. It's a rainbow.
He sent me a rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say?
Light. You're a little light in the love
That's
for
love.
you limey bastard. So yeah,
love is love.
How dare
It is.
So
dare
the
you.
ending of Peripheral, does it bring it all back around? And it's.
Is there an ending to it? I mean,
I can't even remember, Zaxx. I have no idea what happened at the end. I think we just kind of switched up.
I was
we were watching it. It was
completely
like
checked out. I was completely checked out. I had no
In
idea.
one end,
I didn't
out the
care.
other.
I was just there for. I don't know. I don't even know I was watching with you guys.
70s. Did you see any of it, by the way? You know, we're waffling on about it. The
Peripheral. No, I wasn't.
Based on a good book by William Gibson. It is actually a decent read with a good story and great potential,
Well,
great
I see.
ideas, and they fucked it up.
I agree, and I'd heard it was pretty bad, so I didn't bother. I've read the book a long time ago.
Did they ever adapt Neuromancer?
I'm sorry,
No.
I was
What about
looking at
what about
comments.
Neuromancer?
Did
They talked about it for years.
Was there ever an adaptation of Neuromancer?
No.
Hollywood,
Thank
don't
God.
get any ideas. Do not
Don't
adapt.
do
anything.
it.
It'll be raced and gender swapped, and it'll be a trans allegory, and it'll be the worst goddamn thing you ever saw in your life. I still remember reading that paperback when it came out. Was it 82, 84? It blew my mind. I could
It
not
came out on the
imagine
same
those
time as
things.
Blade Runner Salty, yeah, 82,
Yes, it
and
did.
he was worried, Gibson, because he'd been writing it for years. He's like, shit, I can't believe it coming out. You know, they're going to think I
Right.
copied Blade Runner.
Right around that same time, I remember I
Yes.
bought an issue, was the very, very first computer-generated comic book ever made.
Wow.
And I remember that came out at the same time that Blade Runner did. I forget what it was called. The art was ugly because it was all dot matrix bullshit. But they tried to make a comic book with like, you know, TSR 80s
Fair play,
you know,
yeah.
from back in
Fair
the day.
play to them. I did do a video about Neuromancer. It's in my science fiction playlist. So, yeah.
It's one of my favourite books of all time, along with
Indeed.
Dune, or should I say June, in the UK we call it June.
Dune.
Absolutely
I say
love
June.
it.
It's June.
It's a masterpiece. It's
like
a
month.
masterpiece. Fight me. Neuromancer is a masterpiece, don't care what.
Yeah, that's why I
anyone
did
says.
it. and
I gotta
it's
finish
one of my
Dune.
favorites.
I've never finished Dune. I've attempted it like a million times. And then
How
they
many
come out with the
how many
sequel
Dune
on,
books are there? There's like 3 or 4,
89.
right?
six
Too
by
many.
Frank Herbert,
Too many, man.
and then a billion by his son.
And they're all this thick. You know,
Right.
they're all like that thick. So, yeah.
The second one's not too long. It's kind of short, and it's called Dune Messiah, and it's actually not bad, but it's very, very different. Don't go into it like expecting another Dune, but it is good. The third one, I've started that, Children of Dune, and it's like it's really kind of not going anywhere. It's kind of,
So I'm going to be contrary because I'm a huge science fiction fan, but I've never enjoyed the Dune books.
I haven't either. That's why I was
Never
talking
enjoyed
shit.
them. No.
I last tried to read them. I think it was in 85, 86 because all these older nerds loved it. And I'm like, I cannot get into this
Yeah.
book. That does not mean it's a bad book.
sorry.
No, I just didn't do it for
Just
me.
messing about.
I just
Glitch-
couldn't get into the names and the world that he was
Zaxx.
building. It was just like, I don't
I'm
care.
with you. Like, it was really hard to get into. Like, I've tried. I've started
You're
and
next to me
stopped
now,
on that
Zaxx.
book.
Ooh.
And yet, I love
stopped on that
the
book.
and yet I loved the Villeneuve movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good,
worked.
yeah.
It worked far better as a movie for me than as a book. But
Have you guys seen Jodorowsky's Dune? It's a documentary on the film that. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Great documentary, Copa.
I would
yeah.
love. Yeah, I would love
would
to
have
have
been
seen
awesome.
his vision of it.
yeah,
It's a shame.
That
It
would have
happens
been
all
awesome.
the time too.
Oh my God, what's happening? Someone's drunk. It's Angry Canadians buying memberships. What are you doing, man? Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. Just got loads of people became members who who aren't here. She-Wolf Dragons is a member.
That is a weird mechanic how
Congratulations.
that works.
Joseph Dredd, long time no see. But Punk Waddle is here and he's a member now. Brilliant. Trip, nice to see you. I don't know if you're here or not, but give us a shout out if you are. Thank you very much for that, Angry. I've got to drop you a clip for that, but what haven't I dropped yet, guys? Something different. Should we get a bit of Akira action?
Yes.
Oh, those trails get me every time.
Oh my God! You need a clip of him hitting him in the face with the pipe.
Yeah.
Remember that? He was doing like 120 miles per hour and just whacks him right in the face with the pipe.
I've got the headbutt one, a different one, but not got the the pipe one. The headbutt one is pretty cool.
nice.
It reminds me, I have to read the manga because that character that did the headbutt actually plays a bigger part than he does in the movie. So,
Oh, that whole manga is so expansive on what the movie is, and the movie is
70s,
perfect. But
yeah. It's funny that the movie was directed by the same person who created, who is also the creator of the manga. So
I couldn't
it's one-
find
it's
a super
unique- it's a
sticker
unique
that does
situation.
this, the Korean thing, but I couldn't find one that does that. So.
Oh, it's cool.
Is that finding
the
the
o-
G spot?
Or the other one that they do like this, with the thumb and the finger. You know.
The Japanese always do this, which is the peace sign. Sometimes the kids pose for photos and they're like this. They don't know what
And
it
so in
means.
Britain,
Like,
that means something entirely different.
I love that. Thank you, 70s. I don't have a Scottish clip, so can you do your best Sean Connery impression?
Just one ping only. I'm a Spaniard, you know.
Those are my favorite scenes from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You nailed it. Yeah.
Yes, she did. I'm an Egyptian. with a
He is
Spanish
really
name.
decent in that. He's actually going for it. He's good.
In Highlander.
Yeah.
It's an awesome performance.
Yeah.
He was a lovely guy. Lovely guy, but yes.
Hail Trip, nice to see you. You remember now, so you've got to use stickers with abandon. Go for it. Question for Salty. What is the ball in the back of the vagina? Completely
That's
random.
something that Dylan Mulvaney's surgeon missed.
Well, that's the thing. He's not dared to do surgery yet, has he?
I don't know. I'm not checking. You're
But
more
the
than
thing
willing
is,
to
I
go
would
look
say-
yourself.
Again, I'm not being
It's a grift.
controversial here, but if it was me, I would commit.
no, wait, he's not committing.
I'll file that one away. That 70s. I will.
Oh, it wouldn't be me.
Couple more years from now, he's just going to drift off into the way. He hasn't even changed his name.
It's a
Dare
grift.
you?
Yeah.
Well,
Tell him.
Dylan Mulvaney. I mean, most Irish names like that do sound a bit tranny, so you know.
Excuse me.
I'm so sorry. I apologise, Trip. I really do. I know this is not the kind of talk you want to hear about when you've just woken up from a nap.
Yeah, the
Unbelievable.
Irish are just like that. So.
I blame Nosferatu and Salty, of course, for everything.
Oh Jesus! I get
The
asked
thing
these
is,
questions and I
We're
answer them
talking about
honestly.
Necromancer. When you look at books like Necromancer, anyone could be anything they wanted in those without any trouble at all. So it's you know.
And by the way,
Kinda going
70s, Neuromancer has one of the best depictions of a ninja, I think, by a Western author. It's
Yes.
fantastic. The ninja
Brilliant.
scenes, it used to blow my mind back then.
Yeah.
It was good.
The
It's a great book.
Gibson led me to find Sterling, which
Cool.
Robert
Great
Ster-
find.
Yeah, and who's the guy who wrote Zodiac and oh God, no, I'm totally
As in the
abstract
movie?
brain.
As in the movie?
No, Zodiac, and he was in that same cyberpunk kind of a vibe. Was it Sterling or somebody else?
Oh God, I know who you mean now. I can't think of the
did
name.
the-
It's Bruce
he
Sterling
did-
and somebody else.
Well, there's Bruce Sterling who did the Oregon hippie like magic bullshit thing, and then there's Sterling, I think, who did the Zodiac, and then he also did, oh God, it was the Canticle of something, and then
Neil Stevenson.
Yeah, Neil
Oh.
Stephenson.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
yeah, it's Neil
All right.
Stephenson, and I know Zaxx and I have talked about
Snow
Stephenson's
Crash,
books.
Snow
Yeah.
Dub, Snow Crash. That's
Snow Crash is right up there with the
It's very good.
Neuromancer
It's
as
very,
far
very
as
good.
just brilliant freaking early proto cyberpunk fantasy stuff.
It doesn't get talked about enough, that one. It gets
I
kind of passed
agree.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Zodiac, I found that after I read Snow Crash, because Snow Crash is fucking awesome. But Zodiac is another great book in that series. So
Hot take. I thought Snow Crash was disappointing when I read it, and I read it quite close to whenever it came out. Yeah, when it came out, and it's like, this is not Neuromancer, but it's his own book. It's its own book. So
I love it.
I need to reread it. Salty. Have you read any of his recent stuff? They're like 2,000 pages long. They're
I tried.
unbelievable. I can't get to
I
the
can't
end.
get into it. That's why his earlier stuff, like Zodiac, check that one out. He
I'll
wrote
have to
that
look
well
for
in
that
advance of Snow
because I
Crash,
always
yeah.
think of the movie Zodiac, which was written about the killer,
About the serial killer.
Yeah. Which was a book as well, but I haven't read that. Salty, I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Snow Crash is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Copa, can I ask you? Like, we're all talking like lots of sci-fi books and stuff. Have you ever been into sci-fi books or movies, series?
Yeah. Obviously, one of my favorite sci-fi movies is Star Wars. It's a shame of what Disney's done to it, and like I was just telling my wife right now, like y'all are talking about Neuromancer, and I haven't read Neuromancer since I was a kid, but I remember it being excellent, and always thought it should be a movie, and I'm actually surprised they never adapted it or even tried to, especially after The Peripheral now. But that being so good, they'll probably adapt Neuromancer. Yeah. So books, God, like it's a lot of manga.
Okay, Blair saying the Pern series from Anne McCaffrey. I don't know it, but I know the author.
Dragon Riders of Pern. I actually Blair and I were talking, and we bought some Tanith. What the hell is your name? Lee.
Tanith Lee.
Tanith Lee, the Flat Earth series. I bought that. It was as a reissue. Outstanding! And I'm actually rereading the Dragonlance Chronicles right now just because I wanted a palate cleanser from Joe Biden's America. And but no, Anne McCaffrey, a very underrated writer. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to interrupt.
You know who was always a prolific sci-fi writer was Michael Crichton.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
He was he was very technical in how he wrote.
Yes.
If anybody read the Terminal Man, that was an excellent book about a guy who always suffers from migraines, and when he suffers from migraines, he gets like super strength, and he just starts tearing ass through the city, killing people when he has these migraines.
I think they made a movie out of that too, didn't they?
Did they?
Wasn't that a movie
Yeah, but
in the 70s? I'm thinking.
What was wonderful about Crichton's sci-fi
Brolin.
was the moral of the tale was always you don't know what you're playing with. Like you're playing God, but you just don't really understand the powers that you're unleashing on the world, especially with Jurassic Park. But he was so technical; it was really hard for people to read. And it took somebody like
George Siegel.
It took somebody like Spielberg to like distill what he was trying to do, like with Jurassic Park, and distill it into something that people can digest really easy. And he makes a lot. He wrote a lot of stuff that you can digest. As long as someone was there to adapt it really well.
I forget. I know he directed Westworld. Did he write Westworld?
He
as well?
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
He ended up being a director by default. He said he was never intending to be a director. He was a writer, and they just said to him, "Oh, would you like to direct this one?" Well,
Yeah.
okay. He'd never
He's
done it
directed
before.
a few.
And then he ended up directing a few. But I loved him. I grew up reading his books in the 60s and 70s. He's a science fiction author, in my view.
Yeah.
Hard
science fiction.
Science.
In the vein of Arthur C. Clarke, like that much harder analytical sci-fi stuff.
Taking futuristic ideas and putting them into thrillers. The Terminal Man was a movie. I was right. George Segal.
Okay.
1974 movie based on the book. Yeah. I do. I have seen it. It was actually directed by Mike Hodges, a good British director. So.
Oh yeah,
It's quite
cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But yeah, good one there. Good choice, Michael Crichton. Absolutely.
Dempsey asked the question: do you think that Drist will be in the D&D movies going forward or in the future?
Good question.
I hope not, or I hope that Peter Jackson does it. Because if it's going to come from Warner Brothers, it's going to be absolute and total dog shit. I mean, it just is. That studio should burn itself down and form it.
I don't know who it is. Salty. Who's Dritz?
Let's Zaxx talk about it, brother, because dude, it's a great character.
He's a dark elf character that was sort of the cornerstone of how the Forgotten Realms novels kind of really blew up, because he was the centerpiece of the Icewind Dale trilogy, and then he had his own trilogy. And he was sort of the outcast character. It was the Drow had like a matriarchal society, so people might like that in current day. I don't know, but he was a dude. They're generally evil, and as a Drow, but he wasn't. He comes to the surface. They live underground, and he teams up with one of my favorite characters. It's Icewind Dale, yeah, baby.
Yeah, there he is, the Icewind Dale trilogy
by
R.A. Salvatore. And this is, let's talk about a big book. This is the collective.
That's the whole trilogy?
Yeah, dude. See, it's
wow.
like everything. Yeah. Sorry.
I remember this was pre-internet, so I remember checking the bookstores for the third book over and over and over again, because I didn't know enough to know, like, maybe there was magazines you could find to tell you when a book was coming out, but I didn't know. So I would just go look at the Forgotten Realms section and see, is the next one there? I think it was Halfling's Gem was the third one. Dude, I read those books over and over.
They're so easy to read, and your character's amazing, and you love the secondary characters, and the story's engaging. It's a great effing read.
And it has a bunch of cultures coming together. Right?
Sounds Japanese, Copa. Japanese style.
I was a big Wolfgar guy.
When Janet gets migraines and blacks out, she tears up the city, so I have to tie her down, and I tell her, don't ask questions.
I love that you share your sex life on live streams.
Me too. That's so beautiful, man.
That's just the start of it. That's just foreplay.
I got money. You want me to PayPal you? You got pictures? I mean, like, what are you talking about here?
We don't do pictures. It's 24
all right,
per second, baby.
So
only the young people Salty do pictures. Come on.
Mentioned Mike Hodges. He directed this classic.
Oh god!
Of course he did. Yes, Mike Hodges. Yes. Oh my god.
Directed Flash Gordon.
What a great movie. We've got Trip shouted out. Stephen R. Donaldson, of course. Mordant's Need. Yes. I haven't read it, but I know the author's name. Cool. And listen to you guys.
Chronicles. Also, the Xanth Chronicles are outstanding.
Nerdporeal, don't do it. You'll end up like me.
What?
Drunk on stream. Look, he's going for it. Cheers, man.
Too late. Cheers. Come by.
There we go. Oh.
I wish I could join you, but I can't.
You're all hopped up on Oxycontin. Is it Oxycontin?
3 or 4 different. I think I'm on about 5 pills at the moment. It's ridiculous.
That's even worse, isn't it? 70s. Which is worse, alcohol or pharmaceuticals?
I'd rather have the alcohol.
Oh shit! Just got demonetized for saying that. Sorry, never mind.
Sorry about your back.
No, you're just asking a question about a medical issue. That's
yes.
Nothing to do with anything else. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
It's just continuing back problem.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. No, that sucks.
I can barely. Well, I can't really walk at all, to be honest. It's a bit weird.
You know, you're like the 5th person that I've heard having back issues right now. Like I occasionally, if I sleep wrong, but I've got a back challenge just with my right side, and there's 4 other people here, like right on the border of Canada that, and I'm not saying it's Justin Trudeau's fault, but it is. And I think, I don't know, is this crazy?
It has got considerably worse since he's been Prime Minister.
It's true. Well, he's a pain in the ass, and that goes right up your spinal column. So that's what I'm guessing.
No, it's spinal stenosis. It's a disc issue. It takes a long time to get any treatment here in Canada. So right now I'm basically crawling, not walking. So it started. So progress might be made. We'll see.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Slange,
what can you do? You know, what can you do?
Zaxx, what are you trying to share? What do you want to share, baby?
Jordan. It's a picture, and with him and his Black Panther companion.
Dude, I love this. Yes. Yes.
Guinevere.
Yeah, it's like a Welsh name with a bunch of W's and R's and Y's.
As a kid, I never knew how to pronounce it. So, but it
Tom
was
Jones.
It converts into it's a statue that he carries with him, and then he can summon this cat. It's fucking amazing. Great story, great character. Those books were outstanding, and they built Forgotten Realms on those books.
Yeah, they did.
Like they really did. And there were other books first. Like these weren't the first ones, but they were the ones that just they drove everyone to this world. And Faerun is based on this.
Do you remember when you could? I mean, like there were like 20 different derivations of the Forgotten Realms books, and you didn't know which ones were dog shit and which ones were great. And then I don't know if that ran that publishing company to the ground or not, but for a while there, you couldn't go to a thrift store or used bookstore without like a whole section of nothing but Forgotten Realms crap that people didn't want. You know, and they were giving them away, which is a shame. There were some really good stories and really good characters in there, but there were lots of not so good ones.
What is this nerdy ass shit again?
I thought this was Elric of Melniboné for a second.
No, for real. What is this? Dungeons and Dragons? What novels?
Forgotten
Realms. This is the Icewind Dale trilogy collection. He's written by R.A. Salvatore. Obviously, the books, the 3 books, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's great.
Zaxx, I'm sorry, man. I don't have an option to stop sharing. That's really weird. StreamYard has gone strange for me recently. I don't know why.
There was Streams of Silver was one book. Halfling's Gem was another one.
Halfling's Gem.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys had read all this before. That's amazing.
This was it for me. Like that was, and then we would play D&D in that world. That was our setting. But those books were expensive, and as like especially the D&D books to play that setting, and they would all refer to each other. So it was this big. It was a trap to force you to buy all the books because it would be like, hey, get the rest of how this item works, buy this book as well, and it's like $20. And as a kid, with $5 a week allowance, it was a tough go. So yeah.
We have a special guest all the way from the Wizards of the Coast. Fantastic company. We have Blair coming in. How you doing?
Hey, we mentioned Blair's beard and he appears.
That's right.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys, how's it going? I've been shouting on my computer. That computer, Salty, that computer, the comic.
I saw that first comics. I think
Shattered. It was dot matrix shit. It was just 80s as 80s could get.
Yeah, and they sold it, and I bought it, and we thought it was cool. In Zaxx, it's the Crystal Shard, then Streams of Silver, then the Halfling's Gem. I knew there was like a crystal or a crown in there somewhere, but yeah.
So good.
I know.
Yeah, Simon R. Green does a real good, like the Hawk and Fisher novels, and a lot of his stuff has been really. He does He does everything. He does sci-fi, fantasy.
I was gonna say, didn't he do some Star Wars adaptations too? And he did a bunch of stuff. Like he wrote a shitload of Star Trek novels, if I remember correctly.
Not this guy.
Dude.
Simon R. Green. He did Deathstalker, Hawk and Fisher, The Night Side.
God.
He did like an alternate histories, like a James Bond fantasy thing.
Okay.
But he did the novel adaptation of Men in Tights. Back in the day. That was like when he first got started.
Batman Digital Justice. I remember that, Mick. Yeah, I had a copy of that. It was terrible, but it was a really early version of 3D art, computer art.
Yeah,
it was a terrible story. That. Really bad.
Cringy.
So Blair, what's new, man? What's new with you? And we've been having a bit of a walk down memory lane. How did you find Wakizashi's Teahouse? Do you remember originally?
It was from Salty. I think you were in his the chat, and then the Blade Runner, when you did the Blade Runner show. That was huge.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that takes me back.
That's how I met Broman and Zaxx and Steven Ransom and all those guys.
Wow.
I found you on Pornhub. And then,
not Grindr.
Not Grindr. It's OnlyFans, Copa.
Guilty.
No?
Not Grindr.
Did you have an OnlyFans back then? I'm not sure.
No, I was on Jaina's. Oh shit, sorry.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sorry, Jane, I'm only joking, darling.
Sorry, I'm looking up a recommendation from chat. Sherry S. Tepper.
I saw that from Trips. You dropped that before.
Sean
I've
Connery
heard-
would like Sir Arthur. Sherry-ish Tepper.
Sherry.
Sherry-ish
Sherry.
Tepper.
Miss Money Penny.
Come shit on my face.
Is there pushy galore here tonight?
You guys are unbelievable
Pussy is in
today.
house.
I love when she shits on my face.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go find and naked pictures of her just to show it, and I swear to God.
Salty, I don't know how you do that. Salty's got like a cheat code where he can unmute himself during clips. That's amazing. I'm so jealous.
Unmute yourself. That's all you do.
I know.
Damn it! Don't
tell. Oh, now everyone knows.
Tell them how the magic happens, dude. Come on.
He's the only person that had the balls to do it. Most people.
Well, for
do.
those in the audience, it's a complex technical procedure. It takes years of experience. Don't try it at home, wherever you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You might sprain your finger.
So yeah, Blair, it probably was a Blade Runner stream, wasn't it? Yeah, that's going back ages. I did it in 3 parts, Copa. I did like Blade Runner's a work of genius, and I went on a deep dive for the first 40 minutes of each part, and then I brought people in, we talked about it. Oh man, I love that movie.
I watched like part 1 of the stream.
Oh no way, really?
Yeah,
Nice one.
yeah. I went back because I
years,
like to do
it's
my
like-
homework.
Oh.
On people who's been on my wife's OnlyFans, and
Janet has an OnlyFans? I mean, what?
I thought you knew that. I left yours for hers,
that's-
man. Come on, Zaxx.
Only Josh. I know there's only Josh.
Blade Runner
She's
streams
on-
is Pete Gray.
No, it's really Only Feet. It's not even OnlyFans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Salty. How far are we in? We're in 1 hour 40? It's late night.
Dude,
yeah,
it's
let's do
not
it.
like
I was
she's
thinking of
slamming her clam on
I was
something. It's
thinking of
just her
starting
and
an
a bra.
OnlyFans with just pictures of ceiling fans and floor standing fans.
Yeah.
You know.
She had a
Okay,
great
guys, sorry,
rack.
Nerdporeal has to drop out. I just seen the comment, mate. Sorry, I missed that. Are you good? Before you go, Brian, do you want to shout anything out? If you're still there,
Just
Nerdporeal.
anything at random, just shout it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bollocks!
Shite.
Shite.
He's gone.
Fuck it.
Man down.
Scheisse. He's gone. His ghost is still with us.
So, sorry to interrupt, darling. Salty, can you reshare that? I want to see it one more time. I want to have a proper look this time.
Dude, I already moved on. This is ancient.
I missed it. Missed me, chance.
Want some
Susan Sarandon. Do you say Sarandon or Sarandon? Oh my
Sarandon.
god. As a teenage boy, I was in love with her, man. Not
You
Frank
didn't-
Verta,
so
thank
you didn't
goodness.
call her Susan Sarandon as a teenage boy, you called her
Damn it, Janet.
Getting
He's
there.
stuck in limbo in the transporter, says Trevor.
Yeah, right. That's what he is.
We've lost Brian. Well, one Brian is gone, but we still have our Scottish Brian.
Yeah, the other one's here.
There you
See
go.
you later, Nerdporeal. Take it easy, mate.
Take care,
buddy.
Nerdporeal.
Here we go.
I may have
Now
to-
he's gone. I can stare at Susan again. Here we go.
Oh yeah. She was such a good-looking woman back in the day.
I know,
She
right?
was.
God.
But like so many of them, they just get crazy as fuck. I mean,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
his name?
yeah.
What's his name? Tim. God.
Robbins.
Robbins. Dude, great. He was great in Bull Durham. Now there's
Great.
another movie that's absolutely underappreciated, Bull Durham. But how long did he stay married to her? And the question is just how much crazy shit did he put up with? You know,
He
what I mean?
started- he started-
Jacob's Ladder too.
He started saying some base shit too.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you wonder,
It made me
how
do
good
a
that
double
pussy
take. I was
was.
like, wait, Tim Robbins, like the Tim Robbins, because he was saying shit against the
yeah.
the vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to lock him and John Cusack in a room with one knife and see who comes out alive. My
Oh,
money's on Robbins.
yeah.
You
I
know?
don't know. Yeah, Robbins, he's got the reach.
Yeah.
It's true. He's got some height on that
Yeah.
He's
little
about 6'5" or something, isn't he? Or six-
But I
demented
mean,
crackhead.
he did get graped a lot in Shawshank, so maybe not. And I don't
Yeah.
think
It's true.
I
Maybe
don't-
a shit fighter. You never know.
Yeah.
Never recovered from that movie. Oh no, Copa! What are you saying? Oh.
What was the
That's
vampire
great.
movie she was in? The Hunger.
Hunger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tony Scott, Ridley Scott's brother. Early work from him.
And
The better.
Oh no, it was it? Yeah, it was Tony Scott on it. Yeah.
it was, that
Oh
was a Tony.
yeah. Choosing Ridley Scott.
I'll be
What was
back.
that?
Thelma and Louise was Ridley
Thelma
Scott.
and Louise with Ridley Scott. Yeah.
Nosferatu's calling out a pointy pig tits though. I was like, oh no, I don't mind those stand up and what's he called it? Point
Perk. Very perky.
And
Very
say hello.
perky. Very pert.
Perky's the word.
Pert
Jesus
breasts.
Christ, he's drunk. I've only had one bottle as well. Unbelievable. One bottle of beer. I'm a lightweight these days. I can't take it.
What do you mean these days?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? Tim Robbins in Jacob's Ladder. I saw that when I was a teenager,
Ladder,
young teenager.
great
That freaked me out as a kid. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God, what's
weird.
going on?
That's still a
Great
wild
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
There you go.
Oh, Tanya Roberts.
You misogynist. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
now we're
God.
talking.
Hello.
Tim
I don't
Robbins.
remember that scene. Jesus.
Tim Robbins never looked like that. Come on.
No.
Well, if he
Tanya
did,
Roberts. Okay.
he did. I'm going to Shawshank.
Yeah.
Go keep my grape on.
No wonder he was
Me
so
too.
popular.
That's his transitioning look. Better, yeah. It's
Oh.
not bad.
Wow. Yeah.
I knew there's a reason I invited
Oh,
Salty
he
on
was
this
also
stream.
he was also in Top Gun. A lot of people forget Tim Robbins was in Top
That's
Gun.
right. He was.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like,
Him
Oh,
and
is there-
Anthony Edwards, who then went on to star in 8 seasons of ER,
oh yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Mm.
And he was also in a movie called Top Secret. No, not Top Secret. Shit. Shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You're talking about Revenge of
the
the Nerds.
Russian spy movie. Well, he was in that.
Target.
There
That
another-
was.
It was.
I think-
No,
yeah, it was
Tim
no,
Robbins-
Target.
Was it? No, it wasn't Target. It was
Gorky's Park.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
It was Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
movie.
I
That's
don't
one of those.
think anyone could doubt that Tim Robbins' best performance was in Eric the Viking.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
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 Yeah. God, I love that movie.
It's a Python. Well, it's a Python.
That's one to go back
movie.
to.
Python
Yeah.
adjacent. Yeah.
Did anybody notice in the original Top Gun that the black guy's call sign was Sundown and thought that was kind of racist?
There's
I
only
have
a
to be
couple
really
of words would
careful
be
with the
worse.
jokes I make on Gray's show. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Very,
Robbins
very
has had a
shady
good,
there.
pretty good career, and he was in Green Lantern in 2011. So I mean, that's cemented his legend.
Well, it's better than being in the Flash in 2023. Let's
Exactly.
be honest about it, okay?
Yeah, that's true. And Hudsucker Proxy, come on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Coen Brothers,
Yeah.
Hudsucker Proxy. He's
Oh,
done
yeah.
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
He's in
fantastic.
Silo right now, which is a good show.
What was the one where he was like Bill Clinton, basically?
Bob Roberts.
That's it.
Bob
yeah.
Roberts. Yeah.
Zaxx, are you enjoying that? We were talking about it earlier. People asking, "Is it any good?" I started the first episode, but I thought it was a bit of a slow burner. Is that right?
The first episode is like almost a prologue.
Okay.
It introduces you to kind of the world, does some world building, but it's important. But I actually watched them out of order by accident. I watched the second one first.
Okay.
And then I went back to watch it, and it was like I didn't need to watch the first one, but it was entertaining to go back and watch again after. But I didn't skip a beat watching episode 2 and onward. And it's not perfect, but so far I've enjoyed all of it. And it hasn't gone off the rails yet. There's been some warning signs, but nothing that's really taken me out of the show at all. And I think it's the pacing is okay. It's picking up. You're learning some stuff. There's a big tease now for the finale next week. So
Yeah,
I hope it's good. I hope
so
so
too.
because
I hope so too.
I've heard the same from Prophet of the Dragon, where he's like, there better be a payoff, So
There has to be a payoff, and I hope they don't I hope that it's just me paying attention to some of the intersectional stuff that I'm seeing. That it's not all going to be there. That it's just me seeing it, because it's there for sure, but it's not overpowering at this point. It's just any kind of conflict involving a woman. There's no way like a man can possibly stop her. They have to get a woman in to do it. It's one of those things that you only if you're looking will you see it, probably. But it is that. But it's the mystery's interesting though, and it's like based on a 50 page book.
Yeah.
50 book series is a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a pulp western
that long.
series.
Speaking of long, Salty's got to drop, guys. So, Salty, thank you so much for coming on. It's been brilliant catching up, mate. It's been a while, and I really appreciate it because you were there at the start, man. You were there when I was doing my first live streams, pretty much.
No, and I said then what I absolutely would say now, that you have a great voice, that you have a lot of talent, that I respect your heart, and despite all that, you're a huge pain in the ass. But I'm lucky to call you friend, and it's wonderful to be on here tonight. And here's to 2 more years and more success. Great.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
And cheers to everybody else. I mean, obviously, Zaxx, and Blair, and of course, Brian, dude. I look forward to drinking with you again.
We have to meet again. We've met in person, Salty and I.
Well, we traded Christmas cards and all this other stuff, and I've done it with a lot of people around the stream. But you know, you guys are awesome, and I'm sorry, dude. In the middle, I don't mean to be disrespectful, and it's nice to meet you too. So
that's great.
Yeah, mate, it's been fantastic meeting you the first time on my stream.
No, it's
you guys are
nice
gonna have
meeting
fun
you too.
when I leave. Yeah, okay. All right, you guys have a great show.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Salty.
Cheers. Adios. Good night.
Nice meeting
Good
you.
night.
This will make Nos happy. Do you remember Cat People from 1982?
Oh my god.
Klaus Kinski's daughter.
Natasha Kinski.
Natasha Kinski.
How did she end up being hot?
What's that?
Like, how did she end up being hot? Genetically, that should be difficult to happen.
With her father being Klaus Kinski.
When Klaus Kinski looks like a melted candle.
Hot and not psychotic.
He's half forehead, too.
He got this crazy hotness, but not
psycho.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's acting, who could say he was that
Oh,
good?
indeed. He's
Have you
just
seen The
nuts.
Great Silence? The Western film?
I've never
The
heard of
spaghetti-
Great Silence.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
So there's a spaghetti Western film called The Great Silence, and it is fucking brutal. The ending is brutal in this film. It's one of the most brutal.
Heard of it?
Yeah, one of the most brutal spaghetti westerns in there. But Klaus Kinski plays a villain in it, and he is amazing in it. I know we always talk like Fitzcarraldo or Gary Wrath of God, but Klaus Kinski in his spaghetti western stuff is pretty good too.
Yeah,
Just
I've
saying.
vaguely heard of it.
Pretty
but
good.
I've never seen it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Careful.
No, I mean he's not the biggest part in The Great Silence, but the parts that he does play, he's kind of a co-star to the villain. But he's excellent.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Le Grand Silence. Il Grande Silenzio.
Yeah.
Cool.
Music by
Nice
Ennio
one.
Morricone. Is there a spaghetti western he never did the music for?
He has like, I think he has
job.
like over 400 credits.
He does. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
It's
ridiculous.
insane. Like him, and there was another composer I looked up, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! This guy has like over 500 credits." I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, "How do you churn out that much music?"
Is it
like,
Hans
throughout-
Zimmer?
Well,
He
Hans
does-
Zimmer, he just makes noises.
He's just the same one every time. Yeah. It's the
Yeah, he
same.
just slaps a keyboard and just like falls asleep on
A
it.
guy
He takes a
that-
Xanax and falls asleep on a keyboard, and he
a
made
guy
a
that-
soundtrack.
The guy that passed away recently, I loved his soundtracks, was Richie Sakamoto, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What has he done?
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Was one
Okay.
of them. The Last Emperor, the Bernardo
yeah,
Bertolucci,
yeah.
and one of my favorite Korean movies, The Fortress. He did a beautiful soundtrack for that.
I haven't seen that.
Oh.
Fortress is a great movie.
Okay.
If you get the chance.
Recommendation from 70s. I'm going to put that
Korean
in the
movies
chat.
are rock anyway, but the Fortress is one of the
Fortress.
best.
Is that a recent one, 70s, or is that an older one?
I'd say it's about 5 or 6 years old, maybe.
Was that for Netflix, or did they show that?
I don't know if The Fortress is on Netflix or indeed any of those services. I may have sourced a copy online, but but the soundtrack is gorgeous. It's funny because Richie Sakamoto did Japanese movie soundtracks, but The Last Emperor is set in China, and then he did the Korean one, The Fortress. So You know, he didn't restrict himself to just Japanese movies. You know, he did a lot of different stuff.
2017.
Yeah.
Nice one. Thanks.
It's a very good movie. I mean, I love Korean movies anyway, but this one's fantastic.
Have you that 70s? Have you seen The Good, the Bad, and the Weird?
Oh God, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good one.
It is a good one.
Insane, that movie.
I love it.
It's got the great Lee Byung-hun in it, and the guy that I call Hawaii Pistol, but I can never remember his name.
Hawaii Pistol.
This kind of role he played in another movie.
He did the music to Black Rain as well.
Yeah, he's a brilliant, and of course Riichi Sakamoto was the Yellow Magic Orchestra, one of the three guys in the Yellow Magic Orchestra who did brilliant electronic music.
You can say that, but
yeah, like
yeah.
Well, that was their name, and they were Japanese. So they did that great Firecracker, which is the Space Invaders. The whole album was kind of like based on 8-bit video games. Was a lot of the themes, but Firecracker, you'll recognize it if you heard it. It starts off with the Space Invaders bit for about a minute, the boom, 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 and then it goes into the tune Firecracker. Brilliant.
Sounds cool,
musician.
man.
Oh, it's Firecracker. If you've never heard it, you will have heard it. It was a hit back in like 1980, and it was one of the early pop electronic things. I love Riichi Sakamoto. A brilliant composer.
I just watched the Thin Red Line before this, and that had a Hans Zimmer music in it.
Oh, did he do that one? That's quite a while back now. And it's at least 20 plus years old.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, wow.
Hans Zimmer has really phoned it in since Inception.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think so. I mean, for me, he hit his peak with Crimson Tide. I think was probably my favorite of his.
That was really good.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
one.
a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Did he do the new Dune soundtrack? Because I didn't like that. It was all
Yeah.
didgeridoos and like the
It's just noises.
Just noise.
It's just abstract. It's just like this abstract conceptual noise. It's almost like he's trying to evoke an emotion without having any kind of rhythm to the soundtrack or any
Blade
kind of
Runner
rhythm.
2049. Who did that one?
I think that was Hans Zimmer.
That was him again. That was the
as I thought.
boom, the whole.
He wasn't the original one. He got somebody. He replaced somebody for some reason.
Vangelis did the original one, and he passed away.
Oh yeah. But I mean, the 2049. There was another composer.
Oh
that
really?
did,
Was there? Oh.
Yeah, there was that. The first trailer that came out was another person did the music.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
it might have been better.
Was it Danny Elfman? How many composers are there?
I know, right?
He was the guy who did the latest Batman one. I can't remember. I just remember the dun dun dun.
that was
dun.
Yeah, that was really good. That was Michael Giacchino.
Catchy. Oh, that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
That was
Bloper with the knowledge.
Yeah. Bloper.
Bloper's got a stick now.
Bloper Blair. I gotta change my name here.
Yeah. Blacks.
70s, going back to the original Dune, the David Lynch one. Who could forget that Brian Eno song for the? It was awesome though. It's so bad, it's good.
Brian Eno's favorite of the New York Times crossword. Brian Eno. This Eno.
Oh really?
In it. Eno, ELO, Eno, Oko, Yoko Ono are always in the crosswords.
Yoko Ono.
They need to fit a 3-letter thing in.
Yes, it's true. I know which.
Brian Eno
That's what
is
a
an
biography.
interesting guy. He did a lot of stuff that was instrumental that was used for soundtracks. But I guess the Dune one was specifically written for it.
Let's have a look.
Soundtracks for airports was the first one.
Yeah, music for airports,
Yeah.
and then because he was in Roxy, he was in the early Roxy music. Where it just looks crazy when you see him in that. He's got the silver suit on and the hair.
Boas and
Yeah, but he became a very serious composer. But some beautiful stuff.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake, guys. It's sorry. Most of the soundtrack album was composed by the rock band Toto. There was one track by Brian Eno, Roger Eno, and Daniel Lanois.
Did they hold the line? I wonder.
Hold the line. I don't know.
Love isn't always on time, Love isn't always on time.
The Windows 95 theme. Remember when you started Windows 95?
Yeah.
That boom, boom. That was him.
Was that? Oh, right. I didn't know that. But you see, Toto are the only band in history to use the word Serengeti in a song.
How?
And to try and make it rhyme. It was in
Yeah,
What do you make it
they
rhyme with?
really forced
Yeti?
that rime.
It didn't really rhyme at all. It was terrible.
No, they've really forced it.
I'll
But
cringe when I hear that line in that song.
Serengeti on the jetty with a Yeti. There we go. I just made 3. Copa, what were you saying, mate? Bloper.
I don't remember anymore.
Okay.
I think it was about Brian Eno, and he did a couple tracks for Heat as well.
Yeah.
I love his track on the Trainspotting album, the original one. It's is it? Oh my god, it's called Blue Day. One Blue Day. It's really beautiful.
I know that.
Brian, you have a
instrumental.
black name
He does beautiful stuff.
You've been black named, Brian.
I have been black named now. I noticed that. I'm
Yeah.
that
What's mine supposed to be? Zaxx.
That's 70s block fan.
That's his block fan. I meant Blockheads fan. Yeah, I think that 70s black fan might have been better than. Well, but yeah, interesting. When it comes to soundtracks, it's something we could talk about for days. You know, makes all the difference. You know, makes all the difference. Take the music out of most movies, and they would not be a shadow of what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody could tap into emotion better than John Williams either. Like, he's probably the best. I mean, it's insane, like how well he can piece from other classical composers that you've heard, like a lot of the original, a lot of the original Star Wars soundtrack is from, I can't remember who the composer is, but he did a song for each planet. And
Holst.
Yeah, Holst.
Gustav Holst.
Gustav Holst. There you go. And you could tell that he like really took heavily from planets, but
yeah, actually, you know that they had to take the Pluto one off that album when they.
Yeah, right. But I mean, he easily can like just tap into these emotions that really elevate what you're watching on screen, and that's really the point of a composer to a film soundtrack. Is they elevate what you're watching, and sometimes they'll evoke the emotion that is most needed at the time.
Jerry Goldsmith was the other big one too.
Oh yeah, Jerry Goldsmith is huge. A lot of times people don't talk about it, but I think his soundtrack to First Blood is one of the best.
Oh, it's a cracker. Bloper.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah.
I can't say it seriously, Copa. I love that soundtrack.
But yeah, just call me Bloper from now on.
We got Bloper, Blair, Blacks, the 70s rock fan. What was yours? Nosferatu had it before. Where
It's
was
up
it?
there. It's
That 70s block fan.
That Bleventies block fan.
Oh,
There we go.
Bleventies block fan. There you go.
I'm now Blakizashi's Waffle House, apparently. So
That's a good one. I like that name.
okay, 70s, you've got to drop, mate. Before you go,
You should
it's
be
been fantastic.
Blakizashi's waffle blouse.
It's been awesome, mate. Before you go, we want to shout something out. If you got a stream tomorrow with Brahma.
No, we're not. It's off season for the hockey, so we're not.
Okay.
We might do a couple of specials on hockey movies, but we're not doing it weekly till the season kicks off again. But I do have a show. Well, I'll probably be on Midnight's Edge on Sunday and the weekly wrap up. But I do have a show on Monday on my channel. I do have a channel, you know. I've been working hard on it. So Monday I have as a guest a guy called Kevin Harrington. He's the ginger-haired guy you can see on the right-hand side, holding up the lyrics for John Lennon. He was Beatles roadie, and then went on to work for the Stones, Derek and the Dominoes, and then later on bands like Judas Priest and Motorhead as tour manager.
I saw him in the documentary 70s.
You can't miss him.
What do you call it? That was on Disney Plus. The best thing that was on Disney Plus there, and Peter Jackson did. Yeah.
You can't miss it.
No way.
He's got on ginger hair. You can't miss him. So he's the guest on Monday on my show.
Did you say he was a roadie for the Stones?
He did one Stones tour in 1971, and then that was after he did the Derek and the Dominoes. After he stopped working with the Beatles, he did the concert for Bangladesh that George Harrison did. And then
the concert.
Yeah, and then he went to work for dozens of bands, including Priest and Motorhead and people like Tina Turner. Just a ton of stuff that he worked on through the years as a tour manager. So great to have him as a guest. Last week, go back and check the replay. I had Graham Bonnet on, singer for Rainbow, Alcatraz, Michael Schenker Group. all that great stuff. That was a brilliant show. So lots of stuff happening, lots of good stuff. And I'm always trying to slip up videos there about Korean movies and science fiction books and stuff. So
cool.
And you're 70s. You're monetized now, aren't you? You got accepted.
I am indeed. Have been for a little while. I must have made an absolute fortune in the last.
It's all those 10 cents
Right,
or
you
5
even
cents.
hate all this now.
They add up, mate.
dollars.
They add up, mate. Those 5 cents. Come on, what are you saying?
Tens of dollars, yes. So it's fun. It's a valid for me. It wasn't about that. It's just like a validation that I was doing something that people were actually interested in, and we do it for ourselves. But if other people enjoy it, that's fantastic. And like you, we've all got our devoted followers in the chat. So it's a lot of fun. It's fun that.
It is great fun. It's like you say, it's more the social side of things, isn't it? That you really, you're making friends all over the world. It'd be great if we could all meet up, but hey, who knows? Maybe one day.
Well, I was trying to get to the Dallas meetup that they had recently, but because of my back, I couldn't go, so I had to skip that. But yeah, one day, and I have plans to come to Japan and Korea, so it's gonna happen one day. Trust me, I'm gonna turn up your doorstep and say, show me around.
We'll have to meet up. No, we'll definitely meet up somewhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere, but we can meet up like, Osaka or Tokyo or something. That'd be cool.
We're talking a couple of years probably, but till I do that. But yeah, I want to go there, and then I want to go over to Korea so I can talk to them about how horrible the Japanese were to them.
And then go to China after that, yeah. Jesus.
Right, well, thanks, gents. Thanks, Gray. Appreciate it. It was fun tonight. Really enjoyed being here. And thank you, everybody in the chat.
Good to see you.
All right. Yeah, nice seeing you, dude.
See you guys.
Take it easy, mate. Thanks for coming on. I'll tell you what, guys, we've been going for over 2 hours, so we can like wrap things up if you like. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready? It's getting a bit late, isn't it?
Another hour to go then.
That's what always happens. No, seriously, this has been awesome. Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I thought it was just going to be me on my own waffling as usual, and maybe Zaxx. Could be on
Maybe
later,
Zaxx. Zaxx is up. I'm just gonna be late. That's all. But
Zaxx is always here. It's awesome. So yeah, are you okay for a bit, or do you want to? Should we wrap things up? Because I'm easy.
I want to play a clip for. I'm gonna share it here. For Nosferatu, because he loves this show so much, and I'm gonna show him what could have been.
Oh yeah.
We'll
do this first. Definitely, we'll do this first. Just remind me. I keep forgetting. I want to talk to Copa about Sanctuary, but yeah, let's bring this up. Here we go.
This is the big face-off between the young bull and the old bull for the control of this small town, and it had so much potential, and you're gonna absolutely see it all come back to this at the end. Like, they don't set this up at the beginning and then never pay it off.
No, they don't.
They would not do that on a show.
My town. So yeah, I guess I do feel pretty safe here.
Next one's in your fucking ear. That's my fucking stick.
Huh?
Boom!
That looks good, dude.
Why wasn't there more of that, man? Come on, Zaxx.
That's all there was of that. And they had this cool haptic system where they could, like, his team were all linked all the time, so they could always feel what each other was feeling. All the stuff was set up, and then it just it never happened. So, like, he was controlling his buddy with a sniper rifle. It was pretty cool. And you think, oh, this is gonna definitely, these two are gonna keep clashing, then maybe work together against a bigger foe. No, none of that.
You've even impressed Nosferatu with that scene. Yeah, look at that shot. It's a great scene, great tension. Again, it just went nowhere, didn't it? But
it went somewhere.
Nosferatu said, "Bring up Sanctuary." I remember that from Sci-Fi. And it's happening.
Sorry, mate. I think we're talking about. There's a sumo drama just dropped on Netflix, Blair. I've been raving about it.
Okay,
so there's that. But yeah, because put in Sanctuary, you'll find about 3 or 4 different things will come up. And I want to get Copa's talking a little bit about it because he's here now. He's watched it. So spoiler free, Copa. Yeah, spoiler free. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so you talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I've been taking everybody's suggestions and trying to watch as much as I can. And so I sat down and started Sanctuary last night while feeding my daughter, and I didn't stop watching it. Like, I've watched 6 episodes straight, and then I was like, after episode 6, and I'm not going to spoil it, but like after episode 6, I was so drained of energy because of what happened. I was like, okay, like I'll go to bed and then wake up and finish the rest, which I did this morning. It was like the first show I've binge watched in quite some time because it hooked me so well. You follow your main character that you follow is such a piece of shit, and all you want to do is you want him to get stomped on so bad to just knock some sense into him. And you know there's a little bit of good in him for some reason. Like, for some reason, you're kind of rooting for him anyways throughout the whole show.
Well, early on, you kind of find out, I won't reveal it, but why he's kind of doing it. He does have a goal, but he's a scumbag, but he's kind of the guy you love to hate. You love to hate him in a way, don't you?
It's like you're watching his motivation, and you're like, dude, your motivation's all wrong. Like, if you had your motivations kind of like over slightly just 1 or 2 degrees, you'd be okay, but your motivation's totally out of whack. Like, he does sumo just because he wants money, and so he doesn't respect the sport at all, and he doesn't respect you wouldn't call them teammates, would you? But his stable mates.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So he doesn't respect his stable mates, and his stable mates doesn't respect him either.
Nope,
but
that's right.
But you follow like 3 main, or maybe even 4 main sumo guys, and you learn all their backstories and how horrible what lives they've come through, and it makes you realize their motivations all that much more, and you respect every single one of these guys that are going through it. Like, there isn't one clear villain that you're rooting for while they sumo wrestle. The villains are like on the outside controlling all these pieces happening inside the sumo world. Those are the ones that you like root against. But this show, spoiler free, is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I could not keep my eyes off it. I do have to say, I'm pissed off that Gray suggested a show that ended the way it did. It ends on such a cliffhanger that
what a cliffhanger.
Dude, it was the worst edging experience I've ever gotten. Like, you like are so close to peaking, and then it just ends. Like,
I was shouting at the screen, mate. I was shouting. I was like, "No, you!" And you. Oh, shit!
Oh my god! Like, so
season
that's
2
a
will be
fair
5 years. So.
Yeah,
there better be a season
warning.
2, Copa, or there's going to be trouble, mate, in Japan.
Dude, I'm going to go to Japan and drop a 3rd bomb if there is no season 2. Like, there's going to be a 3rd nuke.
It should
be
been
successful.
It doesn't look expensive, so why not?
Yeah, no, he doesn't. You're right. I don't think there's a couple of big names, but not really big name actors. But they're all great in the roles, aren't they, Copa? You know, they play them so well.
I was trying to figure out if the guys that are in the show are actually sumos.
I know. I think some are retired. I think the scarred big guy is the scarred one. Who I won't reveal who he is. You know, the scarred wrestler. He's ex-sumo. Nosferatu watched it as well. I talked him into it. He's like, Gray. I binged it, mate. I flew through it. He loved it.
Yeah, he says it's the Japanese Rocky, and he's dead on with that. There's a montage sequence in there that really pieces a lot of things together and makes you root for your main character. There in episode 7. There's a really great montage in there that lasts maybe 15 minutes. The montage does, maybe even a half an hour. And
I started doing Shiko because of that. Shiko,
I was thinking about doing it.
Started doing it. I got so into it.
Yeah, it was like, it's so good. But like, if you heard like how high they were counting, it was like 300. I was like, I wonder if I could do 300 Shikos.
No way. Or what? I struggle with like 3 sets of 20, mate.
Did you?
At the moment, yeah. I've got to start small. Yeah. Right, Zaxx? You got to start somewhere, haven't you? Build it up.
God, it was so good. And like, all I have to say is episode 6, and anybody who's seen the show knows exactly what I'm talking about with episode 6. It is just one of the most gnarliest things I've ever seen. And it's right in the beginning, too. So I suggest the show just to even make it up to episode 6.
Spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet, but like in episode 6, that one guy finally rips the other guy's diapers off, and and they get
Zaxx
it on.
hasn't seen it. He's only seen episode 1. Don't listen to him.
The tension is there for 5 episodes, and then finally it's a big blow off.
Right.
Yeah.
But Copa, did you find that you got invested in in the background characters, their backstories, like you said, not just the sumo wrestlers, but the Nanami, the snack girl, and the trainer, and the guy who's like manipulating things on the side, the sumo association boss.
So
like,
the
it's
only
just
one
great character work.
The only one I didn't give a shit about was the female reporter. But
yeah, me too.
Our main character,
he has small tits.
Yeah, he was like,
he remembered.
Yeah, he was like, you have small tits, so you have nothing to offer me.
Yeah.
And it just blows her off from there, which turns her on to him.
Of course.
Like, that's what turns her on to sumo.
She
right
likes
after
that. Yeah.
She's treat her like shit, and she'll love you forever.
That's right.
I was watching. My wife walks in the room and says, "Is that the guy from Squid Game?" And I'm not joking either. She's like, no, this is Japan. No.
It's not Korean. It might look like it, but it's not.
They kind of look the same, but yeah.
Isn't Alice in Borderland supposed to be a Japanese version of Squid Game?
It's good. It's not.
It's similar.
Exactly,
it's not bad.
Similar.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more weird,
Okay, cool.
but
now with Japan, I know like manga, or not manga, but anime. It takes like 2 or 3 years to get another season going. Like, is that the same with live action TV shows, or am I going to be edged? Am I going to be edged for like 5 years straight?
It depends on Netflix, doesn't it? It depends on them, and but it's top 10 in Japan at the moment. It has been since it came out. I don't know, mate. I don't know if it's popular. They'll rush one out for next year probably.
Yeah, I'm like literally thinking about doing a review after Extraction 2 on Sanctuary, because it was just that good. Oh, it's Well, Extraction 2.
Yes.
Woo!
I watched that. And I'm like, God damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It got me to watch the first one.
Exactly. I would have gone.
After that first 20-minute segment of the prison sequence, all the way up to the train.
Mm-hmm.
I went, why isn't this in the theaters again?
Mm-hmm, me too.
Yeah.
I've rewatched the first one because of that one. And the first one, this one too, you can just watch segments of it and it's fine. You can just watch a fight scene and you don't have to watch before or after. You can, it's still worth watching, but like I can just flip on Extraction and watch a fight and then go do something else. Yeah. It's like the fight scenes are that good.
I've got a confession, Zaxx, and guys, I only watched it, the first one, because number 2 came out. It's like, okay, I need to catch up. I watched it last night. It absolutely blew my mind. The fight scene, the chase scene that you know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, how he does that with the Indian kid. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, and then they step it up with 2. Like,
I can't wait to see it. I'm going to watch it tonight because my time tonight. So
I'm not going to blow anything for you, but the first 20 minutes. Hey, after the stream, that's what backstage is for. So, I mean, you've already gotten your balls blown all night tonight with everybody's like, oh my god, Gray, you made it 2 years. How'd you ever do it? Wow.
How'd you do that? It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh my god.
50 years is next.
This is how I found you. But no, like, the first 20 minutes is just like backstory, talk bullshit. But when the action hits, you got another 20 minutes of straight action, and it's they try to make it seem like a one shot.
Like you with this Sanctuary, the sumo drama Copa, watching Extraction got me excited about watching action movies again.
Yeah,
it's like,
totally.
I fucking loved it. I was blown away. I was shouting at my wife, like, you got to see this. It's brilliant.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and like we did What's Good, and everybody shit on me because I was like, Extraction 1 was kind of like I forgot a lot about Extraction 1. Everybody's like, oh, you gotta go see it again.
Mm-hmm,
so,
you do.
Yeah, so I started watching it again, and I was like, oh no, this is actually pretty good. Like I must have been on a weird thing going on there.
The scenes in it, the fight scenes hold up, and they stand up against the second one too. Like the second one does take things to the next level, but the first one on its own, like smacking the shit out of the kids in the alley, that's like so much fun to watch. Like, you can just watch that scene.
Absolutely.
I can watch the scene
the rake
where he drops the kid off the roof. I was like, oh, that's
cool.
Yeah, let's do it. Like,
they set that up for you too. Like that really does change the tone of the film when you
don't see stuff like that anymore in modern movies, do you? They won't show that kind of thing. So it's amazing. It's an American movie, isn't it?
how much of this has to do with like these kinds of films now? Because they've done it in Asia already, but in North America now we're getting John Wick, you get Extraction, you get actors who are so committed to making these movies that they will put the work in to make it look right. Because you couldn't do that with someone. You can't do that with someone who can't do the things that Hemsworth can do. There's only so much a stuntman can do for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And Hemsworth is such a beast, anyways.
Fuck,
It's
he's
really,
a Chad.
Yeah. That I mean, is he like? Is he like?
Chris Hemsworth right now.
I know. I can feel your boner from down there.
Smacking kids is so much fun. Zaxx 2023.
It is.
Thanks, Agri.
Someone's got to smack those kids.
Someone's got to drop them off roofs too. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
Feared God in him.
Yeah.
Nosferatu, yeah. Middle Eastern people love throwing buns of sticks off roofs. It's like their version of frisbee golf.
Gray, can I shout out your memberships too while we're here? Because you guys have to join up with Gray's memberships, the Luftwaffles. We're really getting things going as a group here, and yeah, so you can sign up and join as long as you meet the right criteria, and we'll let Gray tell you what those are.
Oh my god, and I never promote myself, do I, Zaxx? I'm so crap at that.
Luftwaffles.
The Luftwaffles. There's 3 levels. There's a Yojimbo is a basic. It's only $2.90 yen. What's that in dollars? Is it $2 a month? And for that, you get to look at my smiley face. Well, you can do that for free, but you get to use stickers in the chat, and you get to join live streams, which I do once a month, believe it or not. The second level is, what is it? Gee, I can't remember. There's a samurai and there's a ronin level. So there we go. But don't worry about those. Just join the basic level. That'll be awesome.
The Luftwaffles. There's the Bluftwaffles.
What are you talking
That's the
about?
second level, the Bluftwaffles.
I need some Japanese boobies to cheer me up. Here we go. No sound, sorry.
しんどかった。でも超お支払いですよ。
chicks talk.
Yeah,
no.
We're doing fine at the voice.
Yeah, we're doing fine without them talking.
Just want to watch in the background, don't you? Where's the scene that really got me? Here we go. Oh no! Oh, kawaii! That's what you need to say in Japanese. You just got to say kawaii 10 times. I just wanted to prove to Zaxx there are actually women with boobs in Japan. Believe it or not, they do have some.
Are they real?
Who cares?
That's the question. I don't know.
Yeah. Does it really matter?
Those look real. Those are very bouncy.
They were bouncy.
They did look bouncy.
What's the giveaway when they're not real? Anyone know? Apart from, physically touching. Is it they don't bounce if they're not real? I thought they did.
I think they move the right way.
Yes, cool emojis. That's right.
More gravity-defying boobs.
No, they're
Angry Canadian.
No, they're bleebs. They're bleebs.
Oh no, Japanese women don't have asses. No, you're right. No, that's true.
Yeah,
Never
this
mind.
was the weirdest thing ever. Like, the Japanese chicks are never born with a good ass. I've only seen a couple good asses, and they're always in Akira Kurosawa films. Like, he scoured Japan for good asses. You ever notice that, Gray?
I'd be saying lies, Copa, Nos. They have fantastic lower extremities.
No. So, but Akira Kurosawa, like, he had an obsession with Japanese girl butts. Like, he always had close-ups over their butts.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, check out his films again, and like he'll always have a close-up of their butt.
I used to get distracted by the samurai and the action, but yeah, I'll look for that. I'll look for that.
Stop. See, that's the first. That's the first step to drinking Bud Light. You have to look at the butt.
Oh no, I've had it.
You're done.
Oh god.
No,
Drinking his.
So need you
Bud
no
Light shopping at
conquistador
Target.
beach. I'm just looking for it. Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks,
Oh yeah, it's
Linux,
Hamlin
low spec
Tomita.
Linux. Nice one.
Oh yeah, she was in Babylon 5.
Is she?
She was. She was the Claudia Christensen character. She was the second command in the pilot movie. And then in season 1, yeah, she had a recurring character in season 1. She was a freighter pilot, and then she's like disappeared. So.
Oh, they fired her.
Yeah, she left, and they never kind of said what happened.
Oh, okay. She thought she was going to be the next Karate Kid, and they were like,
"Yeah,
never
right,
mind.
really.
We're going to have Hilary Swank instead."
I wonder if she's gonna make an appearance in Karate, the Cobra Kai.
She hasn't yet?
No.
I thought she did. I thought she did in season 4. Like when he went back to Japan. In Japan.
Oh yeah, the Japanese lady, yeah, but not Hilary Swank.
Oh, Hilary Swank? I highly doubt it. I don't think they're counting her as canon. To be honest.
She's not? No?
I think she is because Miyagi trained her.
Mm.
But I doubt if she'll show up. I don't know if they're going to counter us. They can't keep doing it. Like, they've ran out of characters, so if she shows up in this season.
Yeah, because this would be like the last one.
Yeah, this is the last season, and she would obviously be.
Nerdporeal's drunk. Banzai, Daniel-san, banzai.
They should recast her or like race swap Hilary Swank's character. That'd be fun.
There you go. How you like
Save
that?
money.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay her.
Have Jaden Smith play her.
Ooh,
That's
Nosferatu.
perfect. I
That's
love
what
it.
I mean.
Yeah.
Boom. 2 check boxes hit.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, guys, come on. We're coming up to 2 hours 30, so yeah, we will wrap things up. Seriously, thank you so much. This has been a blast. Before we finish, let's shout out what we've got coming up, because I'm sure Black's Better Than Blofty has got a stream tomorrow at my time, Sunday, so Saturday night. What have you got, mate?
11:30 Central Time, Circle of Jerks on
Yes.
AJ's channel, and we are going to be EFAPing something. Now AJ has something he says, so I haven't watched it yet. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be cringe, and it's going to be fun. And this Wednesday on my channel, we got Cameron Pasha is going to be on, so it's going to be
nice.
Nice
a
one.
fantastic show. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. So, and what else? Oh, premature ejection, and then Copa is going to start a show soon.
Ooh, really?
Let me tell people. Hold on.
Thanks, Zaxx, and thanks, Angry, for dropping your link. He beat me to it. Fantastic.
AC.
Copa, what have you got, mate? You got a live stream coming up?
Yeah, I got a live stream coming up in 2 Sundays from now. So it's called It's Your Favorite Movie Show. Anybody who comes on, they pick the favorite movie or they want to talk about. I watch it. We sit down and talk about it. So it's going to be on Sunday night at 8 p.m. 2 Sundays from now.
Okay.
I thought it was next Sunday. No?
Yeah. Well, no, not like not this Sunday coming up, but the next Sunday after that. So
It's a week from tomorrow.
a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tune in to Copa's channel on July 2nd for his
There you go.
first
July 2nd.
show.
For my first show ever.
Committed.
And
Links
I'm
in the chat, and the links
and
will
I'm
be in
gonna-
the description later.
And I'm going to have
Copa Catania.
yeah, Jana's going to be my first guest, and we're going to talk about her favorite movie, one of her favorite movies, which is Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
Did
because
good.
she likes tight men men with mullets. She likes tight men wearing tight jeans
Oh
and having a
my.
tight
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 butts.
mullet,
Yeah.
Wow.
doing roundhouse kicks. It
Who
was
doesn't?
like it was a toss up between that and Bloodsport for her. And now that she just recently watched Bloodsport, I think she's kind of regretting her decision, but we are doing Roadhouse. So,
Excellent.
Nice.
yeah.
So,
And then my
Jana-
review for Extraction 2 should be out by the latest Monday. Like, I have to get hot on that, but it's
Get
either
it
out.
done.
Yeah, it'll either be out Sunday or Monday.
Okay, cool. And you're eligible for YouTube Partner Program now, aren't you?
Supposedly,
500
but no,
subs, yeah?
I haven't updated yet. So I'm still at the 1K threshold.
Yeah, they were like slow rolling that out.
Oh, is that how they're doing it? Okay.
Dude, they just want King Copa on hard mode. That's all it is.
I have to do something here quick. I want to shout out Dempsey in the chat, Swayze versus Norris, because there was a time when I got together with some buddies. You used to rent action movies, and we rented a movie, and on the cover it said, "Finally, at last, Swayze versus Norris." Okay, no joke. But it was Don Swayze and Mike Norris.
Oh God!
Yes.
Yes.
Wait. Okay. So who? Dempsey didn't say Patrick Swayze and
He
Chuck
didn't.
Norris.
We got,
So who won the Swayze Norris fight?
I don't remember. We were just so disappointed it wasn't the Swayze and Norris we were expecting. I have to find that movie. what's that movie called? Yeah, Mike Norris and Don Swayze. I think Don Swayze is his brother, and he was on the cover, and he looks a little bit like his brother, just like if his brother used a little bit more meth when he was alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
You see the episode of you remember Jennifer Grey? She had a TV show for a short period.
Yeah.
She had an episode where all the relatives of famous people. So Frank Stallone was on there, then that Swayze guy, and then a couple other siblings of people that
There's a movie that did that too, where it was I can't remember what it was. It was my brother. It was famous movie stars' brothers and siblings, and they all had to talk about how they lived in their shadow. I can't remember what that movie was though. I always forget this movie, but I remember it was Frank Stallone was one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always a famous one.
Yeah,
the movie was called Death Ring.
Yeah, well, who's Mike Norris? Is he related?
Beware
to
the
Chuck?
death ring, Zaxx. Whatever you do.
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. But the cover it says Drago too. I guess
it says Drago on the cover.
It says Drago on the cover. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Drago.
Death Ring.
Death Ring.
Is it on IMDb? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Holy
Norris,
shit.
McQueen, Swayze, Drago.
They got Billy Drago. They got some guy with the last name Drago and just said fuck it.
Yeah.
Billy Drago. He was great.
There you go.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay, before we finish, guys, we've got to see us out with something. This was a recommendation from Low Spec Linux. I don't know the name. I forgot the name. Is it Niji no Conquistador? The Rainbow Conquistadors. Here we go. No sound, of course.
What do I need sound for?
Bouncy. Oh my goodness.
Yes, they are.
Uh-oh, looking a bit young there. Let me stop sharing quick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Happy 2-year anniversary or whatever. Thanks. Now I'm going to jail.
Yeah, right. Thanks. This is the last show.
Where's it gone?
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
You want to?
That's better.
Go men, Copa, sorry.
If there was ever a kid that needs to be slapped in the alley by Chris Hemsworth, it's that chick.
Yes. Repeatedly.
Okay, you're still here, mate. Nice one. Well, this has been awesome. And Blair, how about you? Are you going to be on Jacob's live stream coming Tuesday?
Yeah, we're doing the bridge over the River Kwai.
Oh, nice.
It's a little movie,
Attention,
nothing...
English prisoners, dude.
And Roman is Roman's on a bit of a Roman holiday, so when he comes back, I think we're still going to do Dark City.
Nice. Oh, nice. Awesome! Yeah. I wish I could join that.
Also,
I think I'll be on that panel too.
I think I have a movie recommendation for you, Copa.
Yo.
UHF.
Oh, you don't need to recommend that. I watch it at least once a year, at least. Yeah. No, that was one of mine and my father's favorite movies to watch.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah. We used to watch that all the time, and I still do too.
Cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Extraction 2 for me later on tonight. I'll be watching that now. I've watched the first one. I can't wait. But man, the fight scene, the first fight scene, the chase through the city, oh my god, it's so good.
That's good. Yeah. Your mind's going to be blown.
Yeah, the prison scene is just epic.
Yeah.
The Covenant's also good. Check that out. It's free here on Prime.
I still need to check that out.
Yeah, that was good.
Too, yeah.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. It's not just The Covenant.
Yes, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
It's Guy Ritchie's.
Yeah, right.
Ritchie's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch. Have you guys seen Kandahar with Gerard Butler?
No. Is it good?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it, but
I keep getting recommended on some streaming service because I watched Extraction 2.
Yes.
Blair needs to come on and do UHF, says Jane.
Come on the show. And pick UHF. I would fucking love it.
We will.
Because I'm guessing a lot of people. Yeah. Oh my god. I just can't get enough of that movie. To be honest with you, her and I quote it all the time with each other.
Yeah, it's like one of those quotable things. I still quote it from how many 30 years later. I'll still do some stupid little thing.
about every day she looks at me and she goes, "Stupid! You're so stupid!" But she actually means it, and she doesn't even say it like that. So
it's not really a UHF reference.
It's not really a UHF reference. It's just a Copa reference at this point.
I just can't get enough. Okay, I'm going to drop us out, guys. Here we go. Let's drop a quick closer. A bit of Akira, and then thanks so much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been awesome. This has been one of my highest watched streams, so I really appreciate you. Thanks for your support. 2 years on YouTube, eh? Who'd have thought it? It's like a blink of the eye, isn't it, Copa? 2 years. Come back in 10, right? Or come back in 8 years. When it means something. Take it easy.
Stop!